Esports for everyone. World Esports Games and Leagues 2017. WEGL 2017. Esports for everyone.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Esports for everyone. World Esports Games and Leagues. WEGL 2017. Victory, passion, challenge, dreams, who will be the next legend? WEGL 2017. Esports for everyone.
e스포츠의 새로운 물결이 시작됩니다. 모두를 위한 e스포츠 WGL 2017 파이널 그 화려한 막을 올리도록 하겠습니다. WGL 2017 파이널 개회식을 맡은 박상현입니다.
네, 안녕하세요. 신예진입니다. Hello everyone. Welcome to the WEGL 2017 final opening ceremony. This is Yeji Shin. It's a really honor to host this amazing event.
G스타 2017이 열리고 있는 이곳은 백스코 현장인데요. 정말 많은 분들이 자리해 주셔가지고 현장의 열기는 정말 뜨겁습니다. 오늘부터 나흘 연속 동안 이제 경기가 펼쳐지게 되는데요. WGL 2017 파이널은 대규모와 그리고 이제 많은 호응에 있어서 많은 기대를 모으고 있습니다.
네, 그렇습니다. Here's the G-Star 2017 in Mexico really booms up to esports fan. Especially everyone pay attention to the WEGL 2017 final and so looking forward to that so much.
액토즈 소프트와 아프리카TV, 인벤이 주관하며 삼성전자, EM텍, 인텔, 수아비스, 부산시, 부산정보산업진흥원이 함께하는 WGL 2017. 오랜 기간에 걸쳐서 야심차게 준비한 첫 대회인 만큼 많은 분들이 궁금해하실 텐데요. 지금부터 WGL 2017 파이널 대회 개요를 안내해드리겠습니다.
WEGL 2017 is hosted by Actos Soft. You must be wondering about the first tournament, what prepared for a long time. I'm going to introduce to you WEGL 2017 final overview.
지난 7월 공식 출범을 선언한 WEGL은 액토즈 소프트가 준비한 새로운 e스포츠의 브랜드입니다. e스포츠를 넘어 다양한 방식의 엔터테인먼트 프로그램을 함께 운영하고 e스포츠의 대중화에 목표를 두고 있습니다.
Last July, Actosoft officially has announced to launch new esports brand WEGL. Our goal is that everyone know esports with various way of entertainment program over esports league.
오늘부터 총 나흘 동안 12개 종목으로 나눠지는 WEGL 2017 파이널은 총 상금이 2억 570만 원입니다. 9월부터 진행된 예선을 거쳐서 120명의 선수들이 치열한 결전을 펼치게 되죠. 더불어서 한국을 비롯한 미국, 중국, 폴란드 등 12개국의 선수들이 대혈전을 펼칩니다. 엄청난 규모입니다.
네, 그렇습니다. The WEGL 2017 finals will be composed of 12 different skiing titles for the 4-day from today. WEGL 2017 final total prize of this round $220 million. It's a large-scale tournament involving around 120 players from 12 different countries, including Korea, China, and more.
WGL 2017 파이널은 도전이 핵심 키워드고요. 다양하고 새로운 시도로 주목을 받고 있는데요. e스포츠 팬들이 열광할 만한 대진을 성사시키는 슈퍼파이트, 또한 세계 최고의 선수들을 초청했고 전 세계적으로 인기를 끌고 있지만 지금까지 단 한 번도 시도되지 않았던 마인크래프트를 처음으로 e스포츠 경기장으로 이끌어냈습니다. 뿐만 아니라 인디게임의 e스포츠화를 처음으로 시도했다는 점도 다른 대회와는 다른 차별점이라고 할 수 있습니다.
WEGL 2017 final has taken the key word, which is a challenge. The successful arranged esports competition with super fight format, which many fans want to see, and overseas rankers are invited as well. Moreover, Minecraft is very popular in the world. It's a really first time to make an esports competition with Minecraft in Korea.
모두를 위한 e스포츠 WGL 2017 출범 소식이 들렸을 때부터 국내의 많은 e스포츠 팬들이 관심을 보냈고요. 축하와 응원을 계속해서 아끼지 않았는데요. 그중에 특별히 한 분을 모셔서 축하의 말씀을 들어보는 시간을 마련했습니다.
From now on, we will have one special person on the stage to hear congratulations speech.
2005년부터 13회째 이어지고 있는 G스타, 그리고 이번에 첫 출범한 WGL과도 매우 인연이 깊은 분이시죠. 부산정보산업진흥원의 서태건 원장님을 여러분의 뜨거운 박수로 맞아주시기 바랍니다.
Please join me welcoming Executive Director Taegan Seo from the Busan IT Industry Promotion Agency.
서태건 원장님은 부산 인디커넥트 페스티벌, G스타 개최 등 다양한 게임 산업 및 경제 활성화에 앞장을 서고 계신 분입니다. 뜨거운 박수로 오늘 모셔보겠습니다.
네, 여러분 반갑습니다. 부산정보산업진흥원 원장 서태건입니다. 먼저 WGL 2017 파이널 행사에 초청해 주신 고하이빈 액터소프트 대표님을 비롯해서 바쁜 일정 가운데도 참석해 주신 내외 기빈 여러분께 감사의 인사를 올립니다. WEGL 2017 파이널이 여기 부산에서 개최되는 점은 남다른 의미를 가지고 있습니다. 잘 아시겠지만 여기 부산은 광안리 신만 신화를 이룬 곳이자 또 매년 다양한 e스포츠 행사들이 개최되는 e스포츠와 뗄래야 뗄 수 없는 그러한 의미를 가진 도시입니다. 또한 국내 최대 게임 전시회 G스타가 개최되는 곳이기도 합니다. WEGL은 단순히 국가 대항전 성격의 e스포츠 대회가 아닌 e스포츠와 엔터테인먼트의 기능이 결합된 새로운 형태의 축제라고 합니다. WEGL을 통해 제공될 다양한 콘텐츠들은 e스포츠가 새로운 미디어 콘텐츠로서 활용할 수 있는 발판이 될 것입니다. 이번 행사에는 특히 부산이 자랑하는 e스포츠 팀인 GC 부산이 이벤트를 비롯해서 또 부산 게임 기업의 게임을 가지고 e스포츠 대회도 치른다고 합니다. 즐거운 경험과 잊지 못할 추억을 많이 만들어 가시기를 바랍니다. 앞으로도 부산과 협력을 통해서 WEGL이 e스포츠 분야에서 혁신을 주도해 가기를 기원하면서 게임 산업과 e스포츠 발전에도 큰 기여를 해주시기를 바랍니다. 감사합니다.
부산 정보산업진흥원 서태권 원장님의 축사가 있었습니다. 자, 다시 한번 게임 발전을 위해서 노력해 주셔서 감사드립니다.
Really thank you for your help.
e스포츠 역사의 새로운 장을 열게 될 WGL 2017 파이널 계획식 질사가 열리고 있는 부산 백스코에서 여러분께 생방송으로 보내드리고 있는데요. 이번에는 WGL 2017의 본격 출범을 알리는 개회사가 있겠습니다.
Now we will have an opening speech to announce the launch of WEGL 2017.
WEGL에 출범하는 데 가장 큰 역할을 해주신 분이지요. 액토즈 소프트의 고하이빈 대표님을 여러분의 뜨거운 박수로 모시겠습니다.
Please join us in welcoming CEO Haibin Guo from Actors Soft.
정말 오랜 기간 준비하신 것만큼 개회식을 맞이하는 게 감회가 남다를 것 같은데요. 오늘 이 무대에서 어떤 말씀 해줄지 개회사를 들어보겠습니다.
안녕하세요. 大家好，我是 Active Soft 代表郭海滨，非常感谢大家今天能够来到 WGL 的现场来观看和支持我们这个比赛。
안녕하세요. 액토즈 소프트 대표 고하이빈입니다. 우선 오늘 저희 WGL 찾아주시고 응원해주신 모든 분들께 진심으로 감사하다는 말씀을 드립니다.
那 WGL 也是第一次在韩国首次亮相，在韩国最大的 G4 展会上，我们能够在这里举办 WGL 的 Final Watch， 我们也是对主办方表示非常的感谢。
저희 WGL 파이널 매치를 한국 최대의 게임쇼인 지스타에서 개최하게 되어 매우 기쁘게 생각합니다. 그리고 저희 조직위원회도 다시 한번 감사의 말씀을 드립니다.
在展会接下来的4天时间里，我们准备了很多精彩的这个比赛的看点，还有很多惊喜带给大家。希望大家在每一天都能来到我们舞台上观看比赛，支持我们。
앞으로 나흘 동안 정말 풍부하고 다채로운 많은 대회와 볼거리들을 준비를 했으니 많이 기대해 주시면 좋을 것 같습니다. 많이 찾아주세요.
目前电竞已经成为全球游戏行业的趋势，也是一个大的非常引领整个游戏行业的一种大的趋势。那么我们 Actos 在韩国这个电竞的宗主国，率先做这个电竞的事业。 我相信我们一定能够在这里面取得一个非常好的成绩，带给大家，让大家见证我们的成功。
현재 e스포츠 산업은 글로벌에서 빠르게 성장하고 있으며 전 세대를 아우르는 글로벌 주류 문화로 자리 잡고 있습니다. 저희 액터즈 소프트도 e스포츠의 종주국인 한국에서 저희만의 e스포츠 사업을 시작을 했으며 앞으로도 모두를 위한 e스포츠라는 슬로건에 맞춰서 더욱 많은 e스포츠 종목을 발굴하고 더욱 많은 볼거리들을 제공하고자 합니다. 앞으로도 많이 사랑해 주시고 응원해 주시면 좋겠습니다.
所以我们 WGL 定的 slogan 就是希望让每一个人都参与进来。那我们公司也很希望大家喜欢电竞的朋友们也可以加入到我们公司，所以我们的 slogan 就是 esports for everyone。
네, 저희의 슬로건도 esports for everyone 그리고 모두를 위한 e스포츠라는 슬로건을 내세우고 있기 때문에 관심 있는 많은 친구분들도 저희 회사로 찾아주셨으면 좋겠습니다.
那最后呢，我预祝本次 WGL 首次 Final Watch 圆满成功，感谢大家的到来和支持。
마지막으로 다시 한번 감사의 말씀을 드리며 앞으로도 저희 WGL 많이 사랑해 주시기 바랍니다. 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
모두를 위한 e스포츠 WGL 2017 액터즈 소프트의 고하이빈 대표님의 개회사가 있었습니다. 다시 한번 열정을 보여주신 대표님에게 뜨거운 박수를 보내주십시오.
Please give him a big round of applause.
이제 WEGL의 시작입니다. 지난 9월부터 전국 각지에서 치열한 예선과 본선을 치른 선수들이 이 무대에서 경기를 펼칠 준비를 하고 있습니다. 이제 WEGL 2017 파이널에 참가하는 자랑스러운 선수들을 만나보는 시간을 갖도록 하겠습니다.
And now we would like to bring in our player 12 different games who will be competing in WEGL 2017 finals.
각 종목의 선수들이 입장할 때마다 여러분 마음을 담아서 뜨거운 박수를 보내주시길 부탁드립니다.
Please we'll take the stage in order of each game. Please give them a big applause.
WEGL 2017 파이널에 오르는 국가대표 선수들이 무대로 등장하고 있습니다. 먼저 스타크래프트 리마스터의 이영우 선수가 참가 선수를 대표해 선두로 대회기를 들고 입장합니다.
Plus, Lee Young-ho is the first player to enter the stage as a player representative.
WEGL 2017 StarCraft Remastered.
스타크래프트 리마스터 슈퍼파이트에 참가하는 선수들이 대회기를 흔들면서 무대로 등장하고 있습니다.
We have StarCraft Remastered Super Fight player out on the stage.
WEGL 2017 Hearthstone.
예선지가 좀 치열했던 하스톤 슈퍼파이트 참가 선수들이 무대로 등장하고 있습니다.
Hearthstone Super Fight team is entering now.
WEGL 2017 Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
그를 이어서 카운터 스트라이크 글로벌 오펜시브 슈퍼파이트 참가하는 각 국가의 대표 선수들이 무대로 올라오고 있습니다.
The players are participating in Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
WEGL 2017 Tekken 7.
이어서 격투 게임 채권 7 라스트맨 스탠딩 슈퍼파이터 선수들이 무대에 등장하고 있습니다.
This is a player for Tekken 7 Super Fight Last Man Standing.
WEGL 2017 Minecraft.
WEGL 2017 새로운 시도 e스포츠로서 첫 대회를 앞두고 있는 마인크래프트 e스포츠 프리미어 종목의 선수들이 등장합니다.
The Minecraft player are entering now. They are composed of viewers and famous streamers.
WEGL 2017 Overwatch.
마지막으로 오버워치 인비테이션에 출전하는 런어웨이와 GC 부산 선수들이 입장하고 있습니다.
Finally entered the best Overwatch team, GC Busan and Runaway.
네, 이렇게 해서 WEGL 2017 파이널에 빛내줄 각 국가대표 선수들이 무대로 등장을 했습니다. 이 선수들에게 힘을 실어서 뜨거운 박수를 부탁드립니다.
These are all our players for WEGL 2017 final on the stage. Please get them clapping and cheering. Thank you.
네, 저희는 부산 백스코 WEGL 특설 무대에서 생방송으로 보내드리고 있습니다. WEGL 2017 파이널 개회식, 이제 선수들의 다짐을 들어보는 페어플레이 선서가 있겠습니다.
At this time, we will have a fair play off from the players.
120명의 선수를 대표해서 페어플레이 선서를 해줄 선수는요, 스타크래프트 리마스터 대표 이영우 선수와 하스톤 대표 독일의 시소 선수가 수고를 해주시겠습니다. 무대 앞으로 모시겠습니다.
Flash and Siso will make the fair play off as a representative for all the participating players.
네, 페어플레이 선서를 낭독해 주시길 바랍니다.
선서 WEGL 2017년 파이널에 참가하는 12개 종목의 선수 일동은 e스포츠 정신에 입각하여 경기 규정을 엄격히 준수하고
fair play oaths. In the name of all competitors participating in the 2017 WEGL finals from 12 games, I promise that we shall take part based on the spirit of esports, respecting and abiding by the rules of the game.
정정당당히 최선을 다해 경기에 임할 것을 엄숙히 선서합니다.
We shall play the game in accordance with the best possible conduct of the competition.
2017년 11월 16일 WEGL 2017년 파이널 선수 대표 이영호.
November 16, 2017, WEGL 2017 player representative Sixto.
WEGL 2017 파이널 대표 선수들이 페어플레이 선서를 마무리해줬습니다. 이영호 선수와 시소 선수에게 감사드리고요. 자리해 주시길 부탁드리겠습니다.
Thank you, Flash and Siso. Please go back to your seat.
이제 오늘부터 새로운 시작입니다. 나흘 동안 뜨거운 별들의 전쟁이 될 WEGL 2017 파이널 본격적인 출발을 알릴 개선언이 있겠습니다.
Now we'll have an opening statement to announce to start the WEGL 2017 finals.
WEGL 2017 파이널은 또 무대 위에서 개선을 해주실 분을 소개해드리도록 하겠습니다. 액토즈 소프트의 구하이빈 대표님을 뜨거운 박수로 모시겠습니다.
Please welcome CEO Gay.
구하이빈 대표님뿐만 아니라 서재현 본부장, 정명수 부상자장님도 무대에서 개선언을 함께 해주시겠습니다. WEGL 2017 개선언을 해주시길 부탁드리겠습니다.
WEGL 2017 개를 선언합니다. e스포츠 for everyone.
액터즈 스포츠의 구하이빈 대표님의 개선을 통해서 파이널의 막이 본격적으로 열렸습니다. 개선을 해주신 구하이빈 대표님, 서재현 본부장님, 정명수 부사장님 다시 한번 감사드리겠습니다. 멋진 대회를 기원하면서 여러분이 뜨거운 박수와 함성을 보내주십시오.
Thank you for making opening statement.
네.
Esports for everyone.
네, 거기다가 오늘 대표님께서 또 여러분 앞에서 한 말씀을 해주신다고 합니다. 그러면은 뜨거운 박수로 대표님의 말씀을 청해 듣도록 하겠습니다.
那个，因为我们 WEGL 是第一年首次举办这个 Final Watch， 所以刚才我看到了整个的所有的材料。我今天呢在此告诉所有的参赛的选手还有玩家，在我们第2次举行比赛的时候，一定大幅度的让你们刮目相看的提高奖金额度。
저희가 올해 WEGL 처음 개최하는데 선수가 오늘 이번에는 이 정도 규모였지만은 내년에는 상금이나 선수 참가하는 규모적인 부분에서는 더 전폭 지지가 있었기 때문에 아마 더 큰 기대를 가지고 참가를 해주시면 좋을 것 같습니다.
再次感谢大家。
다시 한번 감사의 말씀 드리고 싶습니다. 감사합니다.
액토즈 스포츠의 구하이빈 대표님이 앞으로 더 큰 무대를 여기서 약속해 주셨습니다. 이 선수들이 꿈을 꿀 수 있는 이 무대에서 멋진 경기를 보여주길 기원하겠습니다. 자, 오늘 나흘 동안 이곳에서 이제 현장에서 경기가 좀 펼쳐지게 되는데요. WEGL 2017 파이널 잠시 후에 이 메인 스튜디오에서부터 경기가 시작되겠습니다.
After a while, the matches will play at the same time on two representative stage, including this main stage.
다양한 플랫폼을 통해서 모든 경기를 여러분 시청하실 수가 있고요. 백스코 현장에서도 직관이 가능합니다. 안에 플랫폼과 WEGL 공식 홈페이지에 참고하시고 여러분의 많은 관심을 부탁드리겠습니다.
You can see all our best matches in live broadcast. Please check WEGL official website and do not miss the best matches.
e스포츠의 새로운 물결을 일으킬 WEGL 2017 파이널 개회식. 이제 많은 분들이 함께 해주셨고요. 이 무대에서 선수들의 그 열정적인 경기가 좀 펼쳐지는 바람에 저도 가슴이 떨리고 있습니다.
네.
모두가 함께 할 수 있는 e스포츠를 만든다는 WEGL 2017 상당히 기대가 많이 되는데요.
네, 이제 특별한 분을 소개를 해드려야죠. 많은 분들이 정말 좋아하실 것 같은데요.
그렇죠.
네.
정말 많은 분들이 함께 해주시고 이 무대에서 멋진 공연을 해주실.
그러니까요.
와, 저는 진짜 이야기 듣고 좀 깜짝 놀랐거든요. 정말 e스포츠와 잘 어울리고 많은 분들의 사랑을 받고 있는 그분을 소개해 보도록 하겠습니다.
It's a time to wrap up to the WEGL 2070 final opening ceremony. I'd like to introduce to you famous K-pop group.
부산 하늘에 든 빛나는 13개의 별들 우주소녀의 축하 공연을 마지막으로 WEGL 2017 파이널 개식을 모두 마치겠습니다.
We'll finish all the WEGL 2070 final opening ceremony. Please welcome K-pop group 우주소녀.
함께 해주신 여러분 진심으로 고맙습니다.
Thank you very much.
실컷 봐, 딸 없어져도 상관없진 난 같을까 늘 데리고 다녀주머니 너 갖고 웃으면서 머리만 쓰담쓰담해 이구 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 늦게까지 만나고 들어왔지 조금 전까지도 떡하고 전화했지 왜 다시 보고 싶어지는 건데 제 맘대로 와도 난 걸려 그래서 버림받았죠 책으로 글씨로만 보았던 하피 강아지 이름인 줄 알았던 하피 이제야 알 것 같아 매일매일 콧노래 나오네요 딴 나라 말인 줄만 알았던 하피 나랑은 상관없는 말로만 알고 있었는데 그랬는데 happy happy 남들이 보고 내가 참 많이 변했대요 내 친구들 어때 이쁘지 멋지다고 왜 주는 기쁘지 나 요즘만 일 먹지 어디 가도 왜 이렇게 자신이 없지 어떻게 어저께 엄마가 내가 끼는 옷 작아져서 버렸대 답은 정해졌어 대답만 하면 돼 생각할 필요 없어 대답만 하면 돼 몰라 몰라 지금처럼 관심을 가졌죠 변하면 안 있을 때 알았죠 그만 귀엽게 봐줘요 내가 더 잘해볼게요 빠빠빠빠빠 예전엔 너 돌아가고 싶지 않아 책으로 글씨로만 보았던 하피 강아지 이름인 줄 알았던 하피 이제야 알 것 같아 매일매일 콧노래 나오네요 딴 나라 말인 줄만 알았던 하피 나랑은 상관없는 말로만 알고 있었는데 그랬는데 happy happy 남들이 보고 내가 참 많이 변했대요 정말로 행복해요 내가 제일 예쁘대요 모든 게 꿈인 것만 같아요 happy 두 볼을 세게 꼬집어봐도 happy 사랑을 안아봐요 매일매일 서지게 안아줘요 딴 나라 말인 줄만 알았던 happy 나랑은 상관없는 말로만 알고 있었는데 그랬는데 happy happy 남들이 보고 내가 참 많이 변했대요
네, 인사드리겠습니다. 둘, 셋, 우즈 라이크. 안녕하세요, 주소녀입니다. 네, 우선 이렇게 국내 최고의 게임 축제 G스타 현장에서 펼쳐지는 WHL 2017 파이널 개회식 축하 공연을 이렇게 우주소녀가 하게 돼서 너무너무 기쁩니다. 반갑습니다, 여러분.
반갑습니다. 네, 12개 종목에 출전하시는 선수분들 모두 최선의 경기할 수 있도록 저희 우주소녀가 응원할 테고요. 오늘 오신 많은 관객분들도 즐겁게 즐기다 가셨으면 좋겠습니다. 그럼 마지막 곡 들려드릴 텐데요. 저희 비밀이야 들려드리겠습니다.
많이 응원해주세요, 여러분.
아쉽죠, 여러분? 네, 아쉬운 만큼 크게 응원해주세요.
화이팅,
감사합니다.
감사합니다.
밤새 뒤척뒤척이다가 나 괜히 마음이 그래 지끈지끈해져 나 어쩌나 어쩔까 괜히 혼자 삐진 척 괜히 그냥 화난 척 나만 혼자 옥순각순하잖아 가끔은 내가 다게 때론 사랑스럽게 나도 헷갈리게 만들어 맘할 수 없게 그러면 어김없이 마치 내게 흘리듯이 올려밀고 당기고 또 그래 정말 모르겠어 다 티가 나잖아 걸려들었어 아직은 아니야 비밀이야 아직 아니야 숨겨둔 내 맘이야 아직 널 모르겠어 솔직히 겁이 났어 너무 두려웠어 함부로 널 대할까 맞선 척하게 돼 비밀이야 내 맘이야 내게 이랬다 저랬다 내 맘 흔들어 놔 티가 나잖아 뻔히 다 보잖아 내게 천천히 뜨거워져 이끈한 있잖아 내 맘 비밀이야 너는 몰라 나도 나 말이라도 좀 해줘 불안하지 않게 마음을 숨긴다는 건 아닌 척하는 건 내겐 너무 어렵기만 한 걸 너에게 말 못한 내 비밀 깊어지게 만들어 내 맘이 붙잡아줘 나 애타지 않게 오늘이 지나면 비밀은 없게 혹시나 내 맘 알까 네가 눈치챌까봐 그래서 아닌 척하면 굴러 사실 겁이 났어 내 맘은 또 어떨지 나 같은 하늘지 자꾸 엇갈려버린 내 타이밍 아무 말 못하고 뭔가 잘못됐어 이러다 정말 놓칠 것 같은데 비밀이야 아직 아니야 숨겨둔 네 맘이야 아직 널 모르겠어 솔직히 겁이 났어 너무 두려웠어 함부로 날 대할까 맞선 척하게 돼 사실 나도 널 알고 싶은 걸 아무 관심 없는 척하면서 내 맘은 안 그래 어찌할지 몰라 나도 몰래 그러는 걸 애매모호한 사이 비밀이야 아직 아니야 숨겨둔 내 맘이야 아직 널 모르겠어 솔직히 겁이 났어 너무 두려웠어 함부로 널 대할까 맞선 척하게 돼 네가 나잖아 뻔히 다 보이잖아 나를 이토록 애타게 하지 좀 마 드러내고 싶어 내 맘 진심이야
일년에 한두 번은 항상 선수 때부터 꼭 찾았던 것 같아요. 특히 G스타 때는.
I've heard like from my friends that Busan is known for like the seaside or like the seafood. So I was like pretty keen for the food. Yeah.
We were super excited when we got the invite because it's a great opportunity for us to come and explore another country that we haven't been to in the city of Busan, but also to verse these teams that we haven't played before. So it'll be a really good experience for us and just a good learning experience.
그 리그 자체의 규모는 어찌됐든 상금이라고 생각하거든요. 그래서 상금이 되게 크기 때문에 이거는 뭐 ASL 못지않게 중요한 대회라고 생각을 하고 있어요.
So I feel like my career kind of kick-started when I went here in 2015. So I'm like very happy to finally have a competition again in Korea.
PC와 콘솔, 그 다음에 뭐 모바일도 있고 이런 뭐 총집합한 대회가 사실상 우리나라에 없었던 것 같은데
되게 좋은 것 같아요. 이런 게임을 다 모아가지고 리그 같은 거 보는 게 흔치 않잖아요.
아무래도 많은 사람들 앞에서 나를 각인시킬 수 있는 거, 그게 가장 큰 메리트 있는 것 같고, 두 번째 메리트는 상금. 너무 속물인가요?
기존에 볼 수 없었던 뭐 게임도 있고 하다 보니까 앞으로가 더 기대돼요. 계속.
WEGL 2017. Esports for everyone.
나도 안내 멘트 oblivious. Everyone acting so frivolous. I might run up and click. It is a ultimate marathon from the land, which is the city of Babylon. But you like Sun Tzu, so better be humble. Don't bet me, I'm Wesley in the art of war. So synonym will be flying. Truth, anonym, I will be lying. Raw, ain't no Hakuna Matata. Cause you shouldn't f with a lion.
당신의 피부는 거짓말을 하지 않습니다. 100% 천연, 유기농, 자연주의. 많은 광고들이 당신을 사로잡습니다. 하지만 피부는 거짓말을 하지 않습니다. 전 세계가 주목한 95% 천연원. 이제는 진짜 천연 화장품을 만나야 할 차례. 아이부터 어른까지 수아비스 화장품.
DJ Max, respect.
부산정보산업진흥원은 지스타 개최, 부산 글로벌 게임센터 운영 등 첨단 게임 산업 조성 및 육성을 통해 게임 친구 도시 부산이라는 꿈을 실현해 나가고 있습니다. 열린 창작 공간, 입주 공간 등 아이디어를 가진 누구나 창작 활동을 할 수 있는 부산 콘텐츠 코리아 랩과 녹음 부스, 마스터링 룸의 최첨단 시설과 장비를 보유한 부산 음악 창작소 등 창의적인 환경 조성을 통해 부산의 문화 콘텐츠 산업의 경쟁력을 키워가고 있습니다.
제가 말해놨어요. 네.
안녕하세요. 네, 안녕하세요. 저는 잠시 후에 사실 여기 모이신 많은 분들이 준비되어 있는 이제 오버워치 이벤트 매치를 감사합니다. 보러 오셨겠지만은 2시부터 행사는 진행될 예정입니다. 그래서 여러분 보고 싶어 하시는 런어웨이 선수들 그리고 이제 주시 부산 선수들 잠시 후에 경기 진행되니까요. 진행되는 동안에 또 많은 분들 찾아주셨으니 막간에 여러분께 좀 경품도 나눠드리고 이벤트 퀴즈 진행하려고 저는 무대에서 빗돌 하광석이라 합니다. 반갑습니다. 와, 호응이 너무 좋아서 오버워치 팬분들이 열성이 어마어마하다는 건 저도 이제 건네 듣기만 했었는데 직접 이렇게 또 받으니까는 진짜 기분 좋은 것 같습니다. 오늘 저희 이제 섭섭하면 친구가 맞춰주셨어요. 친구 댁에 섭섭하니까는 친구분한테 먼저 기회를 드릴게요. 네. 진짜 쉬운 문제로 가도록 하겠습니다. 첫 번째 문제는 자, 근데 정답을 영어로 말씀을 하셔야 돼요. 하실 수 있죠? 안 할 거예요? 안 할 거예요? 하실 수 있어요? 네. 자, 영어로. 자, WEGL에서
You're the one that you'll always be, someone to have with all my heart and soul. I need to know before I fall in love. Someone who'll stay around through all my ups and downs. Please tell me now before I fall in love. Someone to have and hold with all my heart and soul. I need to know before I fall in love. Someone who'll stay around through all my ups and downs. Please tell me now.
Welcome to casting Overwatch Finals. I can see like at least two guys, no, three guys. I see three guys. Four. How many guys can we?
Esports for everyone. World Esports Games and Leagues. WEGL 2017. Overwatch.
Welcome everybody to the WEGL special stage here at G-Star. I am Valdez, with me is Wolf, and we're going to be casting some exciting Overwatch today. Some fun matches between two of your favorite teams, GC Busan and Runaway.
That's right, the two Apex Season 4 finalists, and this will be the third time these teams face off against each other. Feels weird that you guys can see me here in the background. These are Korean commentators, of course, on stage, the same commentators that you'll see if you're familiar following Apex over at OGN. This is, of course, Valdez, who's with me. You can see him kind of behind Sorum there.
The invisible man so far. Nobody knows what I look like yet.
But just to lay out what we're going to be seeing tonight, we are going to be watching some 4v4 and 3v3 action. It's going to be mostly 3v3 lockout tonight between these two teams. They're going to be facing off against each other, so the teams are going to be split in two. So we've got red team, blue team for GC Busan and Runaway both. The winners of the team kill match will face off in the finals of the 3 versus 3. Then after that, we'll have a special 4 versus 4 death match, best of 5, I believe. So exciting matches tonight, and it's going to be different. It's going to be exciting to explore this new style of Overwatch. I wouldn't say it's going to become the standard or anything, but it's going to be fun.
Yeah, and it's a new scene for me as well. This is my time going into Overwatch, my first time, I should say, and it's kind of a funny way that I come in because it's 3v3 and 4v4, as you're saying. If you guys, you mainly play the competitive ladder, you're going on and you're playing 6v6, or you're playing with your friends and just normal games, maybe that's what you're used to. But if you haven't played Arcade, definitely check it out. We'll be showcasing some of those game modes tonight. And as you mentioned, it's more of a fun thing, right? There is some money on the line. This is the WEGL Finals, so
that's right.
It is another title for one of these teams.
Yeah, and for these two teams, I think the important thing to remember is GC Busan, of course, has been absorbed into London Spitfire. This will be the last time they're playing as this roster tonight, or this afternoon here in Korea time, 2 p.m. And Runaway, there's a small rivalry between Runaway and GC Busan. They lost in the APAC finals, they lost in the Apex finals, so this will be the third time they ever face off against each other. If Runaway wins tonight, does it feel like they've gotten redemption? Does it feel like they've gotten revenge? I think the answer is no. This is really more of just an invitational show match series, but I think it's going to be an exciting match for the fans everywhere worldwide, and of course the ones here in the venue. You guys probably saw a shot earlier. There's a lot of people here. In fact, I don't even know if the people at the far back can actually even see the screen. It's a lot of people here.
It's pretty insane. You kind of gave me a snapshot of what to expect, and lots of screaming girls for their Overwatch players was definitely one of the things, and it hasn't disappointed just yet. They were very excited even from earlier on when we had one of the K-pop girl groups come up, and they were screaming for them as well. They're just getting really pumped for everything tonight.
Indeed, and it's one of those events that we have here at G-Star where you have players and fans coming from all kind of sides of esports and also video gaming, right? Where there's a lot of booths set up here, and everyone that you see in this crowd shot, which isn't even, again, really telling the full story of how many people are here to watch these teams tonight. There's so many people from so many avenues of gaming, so perhaps some of the people in the audience and some of the people watching from afar are going to get their first glimpse of Overwatch tonight.
Yes, and speaking of those teams that we mentioned before, Runaway and GC Busan, they are going to be walking up on stage, and again, something a lot of Overwatch fans are familiar with will be the fans going absolutely insane once these two teams come on. I can hear the music beginning, and here we go, guys. We're going to introduce our teams.
And we're going to start with Runaway, two-time Apex finalist team, and a very famous team not only in Korea but abroad, of course, as well. Having a finals performance in APAC after learning the new patch was not played in Apex. This team has one of the most consistent Overwatch teams of all time, playing in all 4 Apex seasons. making it through the promotion series in Season 2 after a rough Season 1. And these players are known basically worldwide by everyone. And we'll see if they can pull it out tonight in this special match. I think it does suit their play style.
Yes, and here we go. We are going to introduce our second team. It is GC Busan walking up onto the stage. This is their home crowd, if you will. Not sure if they're going to be wearing the home colors tonight. We have yet to find out if we will be using that spectator mode a little bit later on, but they should be happy to be in front of their fans here in Busan.
That's right, and remember, this is going to be theoretically the last time we see this team wear these jerseys and not the London Spitfire jerseys that they'll be playing it with in Overwatch League. So this is kind of a send-off for this team that plays, like you said, in front of their home crowd of Busan here. So have that home field advantage, so to speak, even though there are actually more Runaway fans here tonight, just simply because they're the more popular team, despite losing both Apex finals they attended, as well as the APAC.
I suppose the home field advantage is for both of these teams in Korea, after all. And Runaway, it's funny the way some of these players look. Some of them are pretty shy up on the stage. They're not really super comfortable. I feel like after all the times they've been on stage, maybe they should be a little bit more comfortable. But we are going to go into an interview.
Yep, talking to Bumper first here. Just introducing himself. Are you nervous? Everyone, of course, knows you're Bumper. Are you a little bit nervous? We want to hear more from you. He said, yeah, I'm nervous. Why do you get so nervous? Is it because the audience is so close? It's been a long time since I've seen my fans, and I'm really thankful that they came down to the venue today. Now it's time for Kaiser. It's okay if I ask you a few questions? Just being very polite with him. He said, yeah. Are you really okay? Are you feeling okay? He said, yeah. He doesn't look like it, but that's Kaiser's style. What kind of facial expression do you have when you're happy? He said, this is the face. There's a lot of fans here to see your happy face, and thanks for showing it to us. And he showed his real happy face there at the end.
Cracked a mini smile.
Never seen Kaiser smile that much, she said. The Kaiser smirk. It's so tough to make him smile. It's so tough to make him do it. I'm trying. How do you feel about all these fans? I'm happy. I'm really happy. So today we're going to have some special matches. How confident are you? I'm pretty confident. And Sorum just gives up on the interview, moves on. So now, of course, we'll be talking to Janu here. So your team has a lot of achievements. When it comes to interviews with you, in terms of popularity, where would you rate yourself in terms of popularity within the team in terms of interviews? Six out of 6 members. What a weird answer. Why do you think that? Why are you put yourself in 6th place out of 6? Never really thought about it. Honestly, how popular are you in the team? Okay, honestly, I'm number 4.
Okay.
So who's the most popular player in your team? Runner. Of course, the coach. So talking to TZ now, asking him to greet his fans. Gets a big cheer from the crowd. The fans are just giving you thumbs ups. We're gonna have special matches today. Do you actually play those arcade games very often? Honestly, no, not really, he said. Are there any players in particular that are really good at those 3v3, 4v4? He said Haksal specifically, and she said why? Because he's young.
Not focusing on his practice, maybe.
Young people always have advantages, he says. So now moving on to Cox. Says very excited to have an interview with him. He says hi to the fans. Doing the traditional Korean interviews here, Valdez.
Yeah.
So you changed your hair color? Yeah, I did. I think it looks much better than before, she says. Yes, this is real. I'm not faking this. So it feels like you guys have met each other so many times. But you always came second. So this time, we're going to get revenge, he says. There's a saying that it's kind of like a curse if you win in event matches only but lose in real matches. So we're going to have team kill matches. Are there any players you want to, I think, should be on your team? Wants to be on Bumper's team. I just like him a lot. All right, here's Haksal. Says hello to the fans who screamed at him.
They said hello back.
He's not wearing his glasses today. Haksal Gatsal is what that says. So how loud of a scream can we get from the fangirls? Because you're really popular when he's streaming and when he's just coming to these events. So it's been a while since you've seen your fans. It looks like you have a lot of expectations from your teammates. Oh yeah, of course. I'm really confident to do great performances today. So no matter what, if there's particular players you want to beat, basically, who are they? Cox. That's who he wants to beat. Very, very clean, very obviously. He teases me so much. And he is always bothering me, bugging me. So it makes me feel bad when he does that, so I want to get revenge. There's a shot of Cox himself. Marlo's that cheeky Cox camera shot. We'll find out if Cox and Haksal are on the same team or not later on. Stitch got screams and cheers before we even start the interview, Sorim says. So hello to your fans. Just says hi. Stitch, historically a shy player. I personally know that Stitch is always looking for attention, but why do you seem so shy? YBT asks. I just get attention online. He's like, I'm not really seeking it. But YBT, the commentator on the left, is like, I don't know about that. So it's really, I'm really shy to get this much attention though, you know, offline. Are you satisfied with the fangirl screams? You got the loudest one. He said, yeah. So do something for your fans. Make an expression or a gesture. Oh, he almost did his trademark cheek grab that he does all the time. He almost did it.
So close.
They're waiting, look, they're filming it. They're like, all right. So that's going to be it for Team Runaway. You want to take the GC Busan interviews?
I'll do it.
Valdez?
Let's do it. This is your home ground. We are in Busan. The real man from Busan. Wegl is from Busan, I suppose.
Yeah. DPS player for GC Busan, very famous.
GC Busan always makes trips to Seoul for competitions. So you've been having away games very often, but finally you have a home game here in Busan. And this is, of course, Wegl's brother, the Marine. Not really, but they look identical. Take a look. It's actually uncanny.
I want to take a selfie, take a photo.
Yeah. Yeah. Marine saying, "This is my brother." How do you feel whenever you hear that you look alike with the Marine? He says, "I don't feel bad." He says, "Is that a bad thing or a good thing?" And he's like, "Oh, well, neither." And he's like, "I don't really want to pick that both of us are handsome."
I think he's trying to imply that Marine is more handsome.
Yeah, I think they're trying to set that up. Wegl showing some modesty. Says you should probably win because you're here playing in your home stadium, if you will, your hometown. And now we're talking to Wegl, a superstar when it comes to interview. Says, "Why are you so shy?" Because there are so many fans in front of me today.
And one behind him, actually.
Yeah. Oh, it's Wolf. They immediately cut that camera shot. Like, get out of here, Wolf.
Someone's mad at me in the production truck.
You're facing Runaway 2 times in a row, but you defeated them. So are you confident today? And he says, yes, very confident. Do you have the mindset that you're never going to lose any matches against Runaway? And he's like, yeah, actually a bit. We don't think we're going to lose to this team. So now, looks like we're ready to move on to Gesture. He says, I have seen your performance has been improving quite a bit recently. How about a greeting to your fans? He says, hello. How do you feel now? So many more fans than I expected came down to the venue, so I'm a bit nervous, but I'm also very happy to see so much support. So now we're asking Gesture how his interview skills have improved. So they're teaching him that he has to give some longer answers, some detailed answers for your interview skills. Any particular players that you're worried about? And I didn't actually catch who he said, but he doesn't look down on Closer. He must have said Closer because now they're talking to him, saying he only plays Lucio, so I'm not really scared of him. And now Closer is saying I'm really good at Widow. Might see some Widow play out of Closer today. The other player said no, he's not really a good Widow, but Closer says that he will still pull it out. So Hagopun, say something to your home fans. Hi, I am Hagopun.
It's the sub support, of course, for GC Busan.
So they're trying to push him to say a little bit more.
He said no.
He's like, no, I didn't prepare anything else for the interview. He shakes his head. Yeah, Marine was, saying, you must have prepared something else, but he just shook his head no. He said, recently he went to the hospital. Maybe this is talking about Prophet now. He says he was taking care of his skin. That's why he went to the hospital. So now you're taking the big stage to play Overwatch, and you have a chance to say some words to your fans. And he says, thank you for coming down to the venue. I really appreciate all of your support and your efforts in supporting our team. So now
Ariel.
we are going to talk to Ariel. In general, do you like to play exhibition matches or arcade or any of those fun type of games? And he's like, yeah, I used to play it a lot. They say, do you put yourself as the ace on your team in that case? And he says, no, I don't really think of it that way. And they ask, who do you pick? And he says, Prophet. Prophet supposedly is the ace.
Everyone would pick Prophet as the ace, okay, but let's not sleep on Gesture, okay? You probably won't get to see too much Winston tonight, but I'm excited to see what he's going to do as DPS potentially.
The Marine says, I've been watching your streaming a lot. He says, can you bring out the same performances you brought on stream into these matches? And he's like, well, I'm feeling a bit shy. So maybe he's not too confident. But I don't know, once they get behind the keyboard, I'm sure they'll be just fine. So that was the interview for both of these teams. And we're going to be jumping into the games in just a moment, guys.
Yeah, very excited for this one. The third time and potentially the final time these two teams face off against each other. GC Busan, the home team, their last time playing with this name here, GC Busan, against Runaway, the fan favorites who traveled to Busan here, and the fans that traveled with them. It's a very cool storyline here, and this is going to be exciting because we're going into this amazing, different version of Overwatch. But let's take a look at this video before we jump into the game.
WEGL 2017 Overwatch.
So that was a nice little video we had, and just a little transition before we get into the games and have these players set up their keyboards and all that stuff. I'm sure it's all ready to go, and we shouldn't have too much delay before we do get into this. But I'm excited, man. This is it's going to be my first Overwatch cast. I get to do it with you, Wolf, who I've been casting with for quite a while.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Brendan Valdez has been casting StarCraft with me for what was it now? 3 years, I think it was, or 3.5 years.
Yeah, we started in 2014 with some Pro League, and yeah, we've been going strong ever since.
Yeah, and this is it's a totally different setup than normal, and we're going to be casting 4v4s and 3v3, so you're lucky. You don't have to do the 6v6 first play-by-play cast, which is always the hardest one.
I've heard the rumors about how hard this is to cast. So 3v3 especially, not even 4v4. We start with 3v3, so I think I should be okay.
You'll be fine.
You guys give me a little bit of support, but
so,
it's going to be fun.
Obviously, for those who don't know, Valdez also has a competitive background in many games, StarCraft 2, League of Legends, and Overwatch as well. One of the first casters here to get really highly ranked in the game back when it first came out. So very much a big Overwatch player, and excited to cast this with you. It's going to be some fun matches, some fun games. As mentioned before, for those just tuning in, here's our format. 3v3 lockout. We're going to have a 4-team tournament. Now, there's only 2 teams here, right? But GC Busan and Runaway have both split into red and blue teams, so they're going to play that best of 3 series against each other and then face off in the finals. So you can see there's a 9 million won prize pool here for our first match.
Yeah, and so you were talking about red and blue teams for both of these big teams, and I'm not sure if it's been revealed, but we probably should get that up on screen in just a moment. And as you guys are probably thinking, well, we have a 4v4 later, that means that 2 of the players aren't going to be playing. That is going to be correct.
That's right.
They did choose 4 players from the 6 to go ahead and play in that head-to-head match. That's essentially, Runaway versus GC Busan in the, most formal way.
Yeah, so 17 million won on the line, about like $15,000 here amongst all of the games. And I think tonight is really about finding out what does deathmatch mean, what does lockout mean, and kind of showcasing the skill of these players at the highest level. Like what are they capable of doing when given the opportunity to play with no strings attached, no ult economy attached, no tanks, no flanking. It's just DPS play. I mean, this is your Halo, this is your like kind of Half-Life 2 deathmatch. This is kind of that style of play that we haven't really seen in Overwatch. It's always been in the game, and it's now part of the arcade, as we were talking about earlier, but we've never really seen it in this setting in Korea before.
Yeah, and you and I, in preparation for this, we played a bunch of 3v3 and 4v4, and it's very fun. It's very different from the normal game, as you were talking about. Just the way that it works, the strategies are totally different, but as we saw in a lot of our solo queue games, it's just DPS, basically.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll get a Lucio from time to time. Maybe you'll get a Diva. Diva seems pretty strong overall.
Yeah.
Winston is not bad. Definitely a lot of Widowmaker, too. I think that's going to be one of our most popular heroes.
Yeah, not a whole lot of passive tanks. Like, you're not going to see the Reinhardt, the Orisa. It's not going to come out, at least in our experiences talking to the pro gamers. So it doesn't feel like we're going to see a lot of tank play today. It's going to be more about the DPS. I think Widow is never not going to be a factor.
Yeah.
We can talk about how Lockout actually works for a moment, though, because when you win a round of Lockout, it's a best of 5 within the game itself. We'll be playing 3 of those, potentially, in the best of 3s. When you win, that hero becomes disabled. So if you win a round with Widow, for example, you will no longer be able to use that hero, Widowmaker in this case, for the remainder of the best of 5. So you have to use a variety of heroes, and you can't just lock all your DPSs in early and you can win the easy comp because you'll lose all those. So you have to build somewhat of a balanced 3v3. It was sometimes we saw one tank that's an aggressive tank like a Winston or a Diva, one support, usually a Zenyatta is like the strongest one, and one DPS like a McCree or a Soldier. I think we'll see some mixings of those in the 3v3.
And generally, they like to stay pretty close together. I mean, if it's a 3v3 and you're running something like Zenyatta and he's alone, well, you're going to get screwed unless, the Zenyatta player is really playing well. But I wouldn't be surprised if they have, like, specific 3-man squads, like 3 hero squads that they're going to go into.
Yeah.
Like, as you were saying, the combinations, but also, we got to use this one and win with that one and then this one and certain strategies like that. So I'm curious to see what they're going to bring in. But also the 4v4 later, you get a little bit more room because you have that extra player. So I think when we get into that mode, definitely we'll be seeing a little bit more, maybe Lucio will hop in there.
Sure.
So, some more main healing type of stuff.
And obviously Mercy will be very powerful in 3v3 because she has the ability to resurrect a teammate. And in a crazy situation where the game goes longer, potentially res a teammate a second time, very unlikely. In fact, I think there's a pretty high chance we don't even necessarily see her because the risk is so high. But yeah, when you go into the 4v4 deathmatch, that's when actually ultimates become a factor because it's a 10-minute max time there. It doesn't usually last the full 10 minutes, but it's up to 10 minutes. You'll sometimes see players be able to use 2 ultimates throughout the first to 30 series there. So ultimates become a factor. Sombra, from what we've been hearing from pro gamers out here and doing research preparing for this, has been quite heavily used in the 4v4 because of her proclivity to build EMP faster than other heroes, use the EMP to secure kills. Spawn camping, not really a thing because the spawn room changes. And a lot of you are probably wondering, well, what happens in a 3v3 if everyone just hides in a corner? Eventually, a control point will unlock, and the person who captures the control point wins the round. So it's not like a a camp fest, in fact. And with these two teams, it never would be with how aggressive the DPSs are.
Yeah, and I mean, it's going to be a fun match today. You were mentioning the money that we had on the line. It's a nice sum, right? You can go home with a good $1,000 in your pocket or more if you're the winning team. But after all, it's going to be mostly about just having a bit of fun, right? I wouldn't be surprised to see lots of Genjis flying around, lots of Widows, just, you know, the crazy snipe headshots and the unbelievable Genji plays. Like, no doubt we'll be seeing a lot of that. And that's what makes this a bit different, but also interesting compared to normal Overwatch.
Yeah, I think that's a really kind of good way to sum it all up. Is it's just about pride, exciting series here. It's a show match. Well, it's an invitational, but it's essentially a show match, what we have here. And there's a rivalry between these two teams, and obviously we saw earlier kind of the rivalry between players within the teams. So it's going to be very exciting. In terms of maps, as we go into this, these battlegrounds we're going to be playing on, I'm not entirely sure how the selection process is going to work. It will very likely be random, I think. But we'll find out as we go into the series how that kind of plays out. But the maps are similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah. And it is best of 3 of the best of 5 that you have within the 3v3. So maybe they do pick some of these maps, right? You know, the team gets the coin flip. They get to pick the first map. They get off to a good start. But I have just gotten word that the players are ready. So we will be getting into these games in just a moment, guys.
That's right. Looks like we're going to go into that first game here in just a moment, guys.
Yeah, so here we go. We're getting a look at Runaway.
That's right.
This is Stitch, Bumper, and Cox playing for Runaway Red.
So just to get to clarify this, because I know it might be a little bit confusing, this is going to be, this first match will be Runaway versus Runaway, Runaway Red versus Runaway Blue. So that was the red roster we just saw, the Cox, Bumper, and Stitch. So very balanced lineup in terms of DPS. You've got Cox and Stitch who can both play a large range of DPS heroes.
Yeah.
And Bumper, who's historically been kind of a flex tank or support. So he has the ability to play both of those, so it's a balanced team.
Yeah, and here we go. This is Runaway Blue, the opponents of Runaway Red to start off the night. It will be Haksal, Janu, and Tizzy. And we got a couple of tanks in there, but you also have that main DPS in Haksal with this Genji.
That's right. So we'll see how this one pans out. I feel like the Genji is going to be a big factor. Remember, in 3v3 lockout, you can only use the Genji one time. Well, you can use it multiple times, but if you win with it, it's locked out, it's blacked out. It's like cricket and darts. It's like the Hearthstone deck format. You win, it's gone. You have to move on to a different hero. So forces you to use different compositions, different heroes. You can't just be that carry Genji all best of 5 long. So that's what I think is one of the most exciting parts about this format.
He's definitely got some more tricks up his sleeve. They did say that Haksal was one of the players on Runaway that plays a lot of arcade. You know, he's playing it in his free time just for fun. So this guy probably plays a lot of Widowmaker, probably plays a bunch of McCree even, and definitely going to be seeing some of that. So guys, we're ready to jump into our first match, Runaway Blue versus Runaway Red for our lockout elimination. Here we go. Match 1, set 1.
So let's talk about this composition for a moment. And also remember that on the right side, Diva is Janu, Haksal is playing Winston. So we're starting out with Bumper on Ana. We're going to have a Hanzo opening here as we go into this modified version of Ilios.
Yeah, looking for the sleep stop, but look at that. Winston going in, diving onto the Ana and the Hanzo immediately. And that's going to be a quick win. Haksal picks up all 3 kills. And a quick start for Runaway Blue.
This was really cool because this comp is so dive-based. The comp of Runaway Red here didn't really have much of a theme, but the comp of Runaway Blue allows you to get the tanks out of the way. You can leave DPS further for the rest of the best of 5. And it looks like now they want to run a Mercy comp here. You could damage boost the McCree, and also Janu will be nigh impossible to kill on the Roadhog with all that sustain. Similarly for Red, though, they have the bio heals coming in from the grenade. Stitch is self-sustained for his biotic field, and Bumper is self-sustained for the heals. So this is going to be a longer fight, I think, going into this one than we saw the dive comp last time.
Yeah, I mean, you got guys like McCree and Soldier looking for the picks, but all that sustain you were talking about, definitely going to be hard to do it. But here we go. Hoxall powered up so far by Tizzy, looking for the pick-offs here.
If he can kill Cox, that's his best target.
Oh, they got the hook!
Nice.
He falls in the middle. That's a huge win already for Runaway Blue. Janu with the big hook, Roadhog versus Roadhog.
Yeah, this is a big problem for Red now. They're just outnumbered, and they don't have that front liner anymore, which means Hoxall's going to have a lot of free reign to fire and do damage. Stitch is taken out.
Stitch, he was looking. He was trying to run away and pick someone off, but he was alone and gets hooked. And now it's just Cox versus the world.
Well, he's trying his best. Biotic grenades himself. Can't get the kill there on the Tizzy low.
The sleep dart, though, got a bit of damage onto this McCree. So that's going to do it. The stun grenade comes out, and already 2-0 for Runaway Blue.
This could be a very fast first best of 5. Well, now all basically meta tanks for this matchup are removed for Blue. So we may see them just simply play an all DPS comp here. They no longer have the Mercy available. They no longer have the Lucio, which helped them get the speed boost in the first round to get the kills there with the dive comp. So this might be the Widow round. This could be the time we see the Widowmaker coming out.
Well,
nope, never mind.
It does come out,
For
but
Red.
not on the team that you would expect it. Yeah, so Runaway Red going to switch things up, going to bring in a Mercy of their own. And it's really going to be up to Stitch to look out for those picks. You do have the Zenyatta and the Soldier on the opposite side, but already with the Orisa, we'll do a bit of protecting for those two weaker targets.
Orisa could definitely make this life hell here, but look at
there
this.
it is!
The angle. He finds the back side here.
Yeah, it's a really nice pick off to start. That Zenyatta I was talking about. And Mercy right behind him. Going to be healing him up. Looking for that pick, but actually Cox does get taken out, and so does Hoxall. 3 kills in a row, and there it is. Runaway Red able to pick up the victory.
That was the res coming through there, but MVP certainly was Stitch on the Widowmaker, getting that angle and getting the insta-kill on Zenyatta. You have to be very spot on in terms of your positioning in those situations. They just simply didn't know where Stitch was. Stitch is obviously a very famed Widowmaker player. Cox as well, no stranger to the hero, but the setup was solid overall, and it's almost as if they predicted the Widow pick, but still, it's not the best angle, so Runaway finds life.
We got a huge cheer from the crowd, as you can see. The Genji coming out here for Hoxall.
And Stitch on the Tracer.
Yeah, it's Stitch on the Tracer. And we got Tracer versus Tracer as Janu is playing it for Runaway Blue as well. So here we go.
It'd be huge if Janu could get a win in this 1v1, considering that he just does not simply play this hero in normal competitive play.
There's that dive, though. They're looking for the Ana, but already a bunch of damage onto Cox. He is going to be knocked out of his spec. That sleep dart onto Winston. He wasn't part of that fight, but Bumper is able to pick up 2 kills and make that 3 as the Winston works out well against that very squishy comp.
The comp, yeah, is very squishy, as you said, and it was basically the same kind of dive comp, almost the same kind as we saw in map 1 that we saw coming out. Dive very strong when you can coordinate like that, and obviously when you have the Winston to chase down the Genji, it's just difficult to avoid damage in situations like that. And Genji isn't as strong in these 3v3s because he doesn't have a pocket healer, he doesn't have a frontliner. We're going to see the Pharah come out here, but luckily for Runaway Red, they have long-range hit scan. The Reinhardt here is going to be pretty useless, but both the Ana and the McCree can help knock that Pharah out of the sky.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard for Tizzy to get much done here. Maybe if he can get a lucky push into the well, that'd be a cheeky kill to get from the beginning. But there you go, already a headshot, but trying to dive on in, having some help here. But down goes, looks like Janu, and a big pick off onto Tizzy up top with that Pharah.
That was an incredible biotic grenade.
Here we go. Hoxall trying to make it work on the Genji.
That was an incredible biotic grenade. Then the Genji was just going to be the saddest Genji of all time. Cox's bio grenade not only was able to heal his entire team there, but also deny healing to his opponents, or really mostly just do the extra damage there.
Yeah.
And I mean, it just is a cleanup from there. Great play by Cox, playing his role.
Getting a look at some of the replays here. In the beginning, it was all about Runaway Blue. They took 2 very quick wins, but as we were talking about before, the lockout elimination format means that Runaway Blue, they came out with 2 of their comps that they were happy with. They got kind of the counters, especially in the beginning with the Winston and the Diva dive comp. But after that, Runaway Red had their time with their own compositions.
Yeah. And Hakusal is very famous for being a carry Genji more than Genji's like Prophet, for example. But you know, he just simply didn't have the supports there, couldn't do it alone. And we'll see if he can make the Genji work moving forward here, because it looks pretty tough to actually run that, especially against these comps that Lily Red was saving.
So it looks like we are going to be jumping into the second match of this 3v3 between Runaway Red and Runaway Blue.
After potentially a commercial break here, guys. Stay tuned. We will return.
Yes, we have returned.
Oh, I thought it was a commercial, my bad.
Already. Okay, here we go. Oh. We got Symmetra, Diva, and Lucio, but already trying to dive on into this composition. Diva going deep. Looks like so far Cox is going to be taking out the Reinhardt, getting on in there, having a little bit of help. And now it's just up to Stitch, who picks up 2 kills in the back. And now it's just Diva versus Reinhardt, and he should be able to win that one. Well, the hammer. Sure. Okay, the Fire Strike is going to miss. And Stitch, who was on only 75 health, would have died to the Fire Strike, but
he
luckily did dodge it.
He dodged it, and obviously everyone's had this moment, myself as a Diva main, when you get demeched like that and you're running against a Reinhardt, you just think to yourself, I think I win this no matter what. As long as he doesn't hit me with a Fire Strike, if you're out of hammer range, you just walk backwards and kill him eventually. That was a pretty exciting moment nonetheless. Good to see the Symmetra coming through there, and with a win with the Symmetra, cool, you've got a lot of viable heroes up. And we've seen this strat now a lot on the Korean server, the Ana, Torbjorn, and Orisa comp, where you defend the turret.
And it definitely can work on a map like this, where you have this choke point with the doorway, but already a bunch of firing going down, and there it is. The bio grenade does not allow healing onto Janu, and now it's a 3-on-2 already. Cox dropping down that armor to save his life. Ana in the background trying to take him out, but Bumper is going to go in and take him out. Gets the follow-up kill onto Tizzy. So another win for Runaway Red.
Pretty sloppy, if I'm honest, about Blue there. Just not really responding to the composition well. Trying to aggressively approach a door with shields there, the armor coming through. And again, it was just sustained healing coming out there on the Ana that kept the Torbjorn alive. And that was a pretty sloppy play by Blue. Sure, this is a show match and things like this will happen, but definitely not responding to the comp. That would have been inexcusable if it was an Orisa comp on Hollywood defense, but not exactly what we're watching here.
Well, now we have Genji and Tracer as well as Bumper on the Winston. So they're going to come on through the underground pass here, coming behind, doing a bunch of damage to this Diva, but Stitch getting low, dives behind the Ana, but there it is, the right click from John, who is able to take him out. Now it's Roadhog versus the Winston with some help. Should be an easy cleanup. Now it's all up to Cox, 1v3, and it will not happen. So once again, we have the team from behind coming back.
I think Diva's got about a 100% win rate. I think Genji's got about 0% at the moment. Those heroes, you know, obviously when you have a lot of squishy heroes, when you have the dive comp that has the extra defense from the Diva, defense matrix, plus the fact that she can do damage after being demeched, versus these squishy heroes like the Genji that don't have pocket supports or peel, and you're not at traditional setups where Genji would like to dive. There's no ultimates here. It's tough to make the Genji work, and as much as I think these players want to show their skills, it just hasn't been working.
Okay, we're going right into it already. Doomfist here for Cox, a bit of a new pick. He's already getting pretty low, trying to charge that up and see if anyone would get through that doorway. He's trying to get there. He actually does pick off the Lucio, but goes down quickly to Janu on that soldier. Now it's all up to Stitch once again on the or rather on the Tracer.
Yeah, I won't be able to get more than this 85 health because he didn't have his recall timed correctly. He could potentially win. This is going to be very difficult. Not against a Winston, I don't think, though.
Well, yeah, he got that soldier on the right side, too, so they did pick him off. And once again, we sit at 2-2, Wolf.
Yeah, going to that 5th and final map now. And with all these heroes removed, this could get a little bit funky here. Could this be the Widow round? Very bad map for Widowmaker. I think this map is called Black Forest. So again, a modified version of Eichenwald. And I think there's probably Widow's worst map, but I suppose it could come out here and be kind of the deciding one.
Yeah.
Mercy's still available as well, so here we go. This is what I was thinking. You've got 2 great targets for damage boost. You have res potential, but Zarya will make this tough. She can get on top of these heroes.
As well as the Doomfist and the Reaper. It's like a modified dive, if you will. And, well, you can see already that powered up Stitch here, doing a lot of damage to the Zarya, but jumping on in is the Deadpool, but using that to get away. They're trying to get on top of this comp, but they just cannot get close enough. Already Bumper takes out the Zarya, makes that another one for Stitch. Bumper will clean it up.
That means Runaway Red is going to advance to the finals of our Lockout 3v3 with a 2-0 score. Very well played, tough map for line of sight for Widowmaker, but you and I have been talking about this so much leading into this event. It's just so easy for Widowmaker to get kills in this low hero environment versus actually being killed. We're watching Bumper get the play of the game. He does the real damage here.
Double headshot on Zarya, and Reaper just couldn't get close enough. Nobody could really go in, and I think the positioning there for Runaway Red was perfect. They identified the comp, they went out to the left side that has a lot more space, which is really perfect for McCree and the Widowmaker.
It was basically range versus melee. Reaper doesn't have much range, so they outranged their opponents, understood that composition. These types of comps, of course, work as part of a better 6-man in regular competitive play, but in this 3v3, this kind of comp needs more melee, it needs more aggressive dive, like the Winston, for example, but they just simply did not have that available. So, it's going to be the end of blue here for Lockout. Red will advance to face the winner of GC Blue and Red in our next best of 5. So, pretty competitive, though, in terms of DPS fights here. It's been exciting to see some of these almost carry moments where these players down and out.
It's mainly been about those diving tanks, or just, you know, someone really showing up on a McCree. We've seen that a couple of times. And man, this has been fun to cast so far. I feel like the 3v3 is definitely not as hard as 6v6 would be, to be honest.
Sure.
In terms of casting.
Sure.
That is. And,
I mean,
I feel like everybody's got a smile on their face in the booth. Even Runaway Blue, as they lose, they're like, you know, it was fun, at least.
Yeah, indeed. So, as mentioned, Runaway Red will move to the finals, but before we get there, we of course have to have our second best of 5. Valdez. Everyone except Tizzy has small smiles, at least. Tizzy, very much a guy who's had a tough last few months of his career. So understandable.
For sure. Well, guys, we are going to go into a break before we get into GC Busan Red versus GC Busan Blue. We'll see you in a bit.
But it's not working yet. I hear the music, but I can't dance. I should be moving, but I'm stuck, and I need to fight this feeling, so I'll stay here on the floor.
Envious, everyone acting so frivolous. I might run up and click. It is a ultimate marathon from the language of the city of Babylon. Want you like Sun Tzu, so better be humble. Don't bet me, I'm Wesleyan, the art of war. So synonym will be flying. Truth, anonym, I will be lying. Raw, ain't no Hakuna Matata. Cause you shouldn't f with a lion.
당신의 피부는 거짓말을 하지 않습니다. 100% 천연, 유기농, 자연주의. 많은 광고들이 당신을 사로잡습니다. 하지만 피부는 거짓말을 하지 않습니다. 전 세계가 주목한 95% 천연 원료. 이제는 진짜 천연 화장품을 만나야 할 차례. 아이부터 어른까지 수아비스 화장품.
DJ Max, respect.
부산정보산업진흥원은 G스타 개최, 부산 글로벌 게임센터 운영 등 첨단 게임 산업 조성 및 육성을 통해 게임 친구 도시 부산이라는 꿈을 실현해 나가고 있습니다. 열린 창작 공간, 입주 공간 등 아이디어를 가진 누구나 창작 활동을 할 수 있는 부산 콘텐츠 코리아 랩과 녹음 부스, 마스터링 룸에 최첨단 시설과 장비를 보유한 부산 음악 창작소 등 창의적인 환경 조성을 통해 부산의 문화 콘텐츠 산업의 경쟁력을 키워가고 있습니다.
Welcome back, guys, to the WEGL here. We are in the midst of some fun matches between DC Busan and Runaway. Of course, in the beginning, it is the teams against themselves. We did have Runaway Red advance, which was Stitch, Cox, and Bumper. They will go on to the finals of 3v3. Now we're going to take a look at DC Busan.
That's right. So we saw, big impact coming out from the dive tanks, and D.Va is mostly used for protection, of course, in traditional play of Overwatch. A little bit more aggressive now with her new rework with missiles and things like that. However, I think that's kind of been the strongest comp, is that dive comp. It's like one every time.
Yeah.
And I feel like if GC Busan was watching, we might see that even potentially be like the starting comp for both teams, the D.Va Winston versus D.Va Winston.
Yeah.
I think that's a comp you can run the Genji with. But the other comps we've been seeing the Genji with have failed. I think, again, he's still like 0-10 or no, 0-6 or whatever. He hasn't won, I don't think it's...
Yeah, 0-5, 0-6. I feel like also part of the reason that comp is having so much success is that it's running into compositions that it counters very well. So maybe if we see, we saw the Reaper come out a couple of times, but if you've got Reaper and Roadhog against, Winston that's jumping right at you, that can be a quick kill.
Oh, sure.
And it's definitely a lot of mind games because you can't see what the opponent is going to pick, obviously.
This is what we call esports blind pick, and when you have blind pick games like this, it does kind of end up being such a crazy mismatch of what you think your opponent's going to pick and what you try to counter with it. Like, I feel like that's why Red won that series, because they always felt like they had one step ahead prepared. Like, the Mercy Widow McCree, like, I like mind linked with them in that moment. I'm like, these are the heroes they have left. They work really well with each other.
Yeah.
I think the Reaper was a poor choice on the other side, given that all the tanks had already been used for Red. So I'm not really sure what they're trying to bust with that one. But the play was solid. The strategy was there, really well prepared, it feels like. So our next match is going to be between the GC Busan rosters. Not going to spoil those rosters just yet. Be revealing them in just a moment, but very exciting. And Cox won out in the end.
He did.
Over
Hoxall. That was pretty cool to see.
And the rivalry there.
Hoxall tried the Genji a couple times. We mentioned didn't really have too much success. So maybe we'll see it in the 4v4. I think it definitely has a big place in the 4v4 as well, where you will see a lot of main healers, and you have that extra guy to like add a little bit more buffering, so Genji will have some more room. And
yeah, and you'll have
we'll
ultimates. You know, you'll have a sound barrier to work with a Dragon Blade, and Genji can only do so much with dashes and left clicks. We've seen incredible plays out of players like Who Are You, who's most famed for his Genji in like left click mode, right? His accuracy on the Genji, his ability to build Dragon Blades quickly. But you know, players like Hoxall more famed for their Dragon Blades and individual Genji play in terms of ultimate usage. And sure, Hoxall's good at building the ultimates, the lead into those Dragon Blades, but not very useful when you don't have a real comp to work with.
Yeah, definitely saw a bit of that in those games, but I want to see if GC Busan has any other tricks up their sleeve, right? We saw a lot of what the runaway squads were doing, and no doubt GC Busan was watching. But this is going to be like the precursor to the finals, where we will have Runaway Red versus one of these GC Busan teams. And as we mentioned before, I think it's 6K for the winner and 3K for the runner-up. So definitely a good amount of money on the line for these.
Certainly. So I think that we'll definitely see some more experimentation here, but I think a lot of lessons learned. When you have 6 pro gamers fighting against each other in this 3v3 lockout, we've never really seen that before. So lessons learned, compositions experimented. The Ariza Torbjorn, I think, pretty weak, but you know, they didn't respond well. There's all these things that we just have to yet further explore. And we didn't get to see the full series, you know, it ended very quickly, so.
Yeah, and I think that Ariza Torbjorn comp actually won because Runaway Blue was like running
they just
into
ran
that,
into
yeah.
it. So.
And they died, so. It didn't work on Ilios because Stitch had like the perfect angle with the Widowmaker and was able to pick off the Zenyatta, but I think we'll definitely see it again, but.
Yeah, especially if you go to Black Forest again, I think it's a good map for it.
Depends on the map. I want to check out some of these other maps, you know, because you and I, we played a bunch of 3v3 just to get a good feel about what this would be like, what kind of compositions, and I want to see what the other strats are in the other maps, too, because we had some theories going into this, of course.
There is a modified version of Temple of Anubis where you fight around kind of the archway that leads into Point B, if you think about the Assault map itself that's used in competitive play. That's very different, and I think that's a map that could potentially go longer if we have longer range hit scan players poking around corners. It's tough to dive there, and it's very difficult to use Widowmaker there, for example, so that could be a fun one. I think it could also potentially work with their Ariza Torbjorn, but we'll have to wait and see what maps we get, because it is random select on the map, just like when you go into your arcade games and you play it with your friends, try to get those loot boxes.
Yeah.
We know that's why you're playing the arcade.
They probably are. There's a lot of loot boxes to be gained, that's for sure. It seems like they are just in a regular like custom game lobby 3v3, and they're just like hit and go.
Yeah.
I don't think they're really picking the maps here, but we didn't really get information about that. We can only assume at this point.
We can only assume.
Yeah.
Looks like the players needed a little bit more time to get ready, but I think we are pretty much there.
They only had 5 minutes during the commercial break, so it takes a little bit longer. I mean, it doesn't take me that long, but they're pro gamers, so they got to get their ruler out and measure how far away the mouse pad is going to be and all that good stuff.
We got to do the Flash thing. Flash won a golden ruler. Now he has a golden ruler in his house.
It's so cool.
That was made of actual solid gold for his 3rd ASL victory, and that's pretty awesome. There's always been players throughout esports that have been really particular, let's say, about how they want to set up their gear. League of Legends, Overwatch, StarCraft. There's always been players like that. And with setup time that's this short, obviously, as you mentioned, like less than 5 minutes, then sometimes you got to make sure your mouse sensitivity is correct, because all these fans out here in the audience, all the fans watching online, they want to see the best games possible. They want to see those headshots come through. They wanted to see Stitch 2v1 with a Tracer with like less than 80 health, but
they were screaming for him. They wanted it.
He died, but maybe if his settings were not optimal, he would have even less of a chance. Like those almost sick moments that we've had, that would never even be possible without optimal settings. I don't know. I'm doing the vehicle of esports speech, like everything has to work.
We use computers and mice. So the players are ready. We did get word, so should be jumping into this right away. And let's introduce our two teams here. Over on the left side, this is GC Busan Red. It is Wegl, Hureg, and Hago Pun.
This team is OP. This team is going to win it. This team is so busted. It's so powerful. You have Hago Pun, who's going to play Zenyatta, the Ana, which were key heroes, especially the Ana in the last series. Hureg, incredible hit scan players, got great awareness and great angle. He finds good angles to pick heroes off. When you look at the other side of things, it feels more like a carry team, but I don't know if this team is going to win in this map type. Like, people I think are looking at this team, Jester popping, closer saying, this team is busted, but I think from what we've seen so far, I think the opposite may be true based on hero pools and play styles.
I think it will come down to the strategy as well, what they do pick, and who knows? I mean, maybe this GC Busan blue team over here on the right is just a little bit more prepared. Maybe they can show us how you can actually win with some of these carry heroes. Definitely lots of eyes on Prophet, seeing if he can actually carry this team.
Yeah, his Tracer is the one to look out for. His Genji was Apex Championship worthy. He was the MVP for the Season 4 Grand Finals, but can't carry forever in this 3v3. You gotta keep switching heroes.
Yeah. Excited to get into this one. Once again, everybody's got smiles on their faces, both of these teams, and it looks like we're ready to go.
All right, look at this on the left side. Hagapun on the Zenyatta with the tank comp, but they're not going all in on dive. It's a sustain comp. Has so much healing from Zenyatta over time if you can last to live that long, and the extra damage output, so it's going to make D.Va very powerful. Yeah. On the other side, it's more ranged comp with Gesture being the front line, so hooks will be important, but I don't think that GC Busan should get too close to GC Busan Red.
Yeah, lots of healing on both sides for sure. I think the Bio Grenade from the Ana is going to be really close. There's the first hook, though, already. He lives for so long, though, with that healing. He does get knocked out of it. You can see he's still at full health, even with that Discord aura on him. They're trying to knock down this Roadhog, but Ana and Closer are doing quite a good job keeping him alive.
Now, Hagapun's at 65% of ult. That's probably the highest we've seen. Closer actually nearly to a nano as well. So Prophet could actually be nanoed if there's a potential combo here. It's going to get pretty sick. Oh! Not if he dies!
They got the Ana. That's going to do it, probably. They get on top of this Soldier. D.Va does get out of the bag, but he should be able to be chasing down
that
Soldier. The Transcendence comes out, and now it's a Roadhog with Transcendence versus one without.
And the whole hog here coming out from Hureg. Prophet's just trying to heal himself up to maybe get attack visor.
Prophet's hiding. I think they might have actually lost him. Somehow he made it all the way around the map. And, well, it is a 1-on-3 now. And
well, control points open in 20 seconds too.
Yeah.
Okay, he has high ground though. Hagapun doesn't see him.
You gotta get the Zenyatta.
Hey, he's got tags, but he's down.
That last headshot, he does go down to Hagapun. And so far, Wolf's prediction is working out quite well. 3 members of GC Busan Red still staying alive.
Well, it was about the hooks there, and the respect was shown to the Soldier on the side of Red. They were very careful about how to play around Prophet, but the hook onto Ana, right before she got Nano Boost, was the crux there. They saved the missiles for that moment. No way to mitigate that damage when you're in stun from the hook. So now we're going to see a more unique comp here with Wegl on the Orisa to try to protect this very sustainable Soldier comp.
Also, take a look at the GC Busan blue team. It's the same as Red in the last one. They lost to it, and they're like, oh, maybe we should give this a try.
This is a very great position here. You've got half of the shield, or the shield covers half of you, the wall covers the other half. You've got such good long-range DPS here. and there's just no way to break through at the moment other than right clicks from Jester.
Oh,
He gets
there it
taken
is.
out.
The missile right in the face. They got to keep the soldier alive, and that he will. The heal's coming in from behind. Prophet trying to do what he can on the Siva, but very close to getting knocked out of the mech. Does stay in it for now. Arisa laying down the damage. He gets on top of the Ana, but finally gets out of the mech. There's the bio grenade.
This is three players playing their role, by the way. Hagapun's playing his Ana. You have Hureg on the soldier, which is one of his best heroes, most famous heroes. And then you have Orisa there being played again by the Flex tank player. But it's not exactly Wegl's role, but it serves as someone's role that what he wants to do is defend like he would do on a Diva, for example, which is his main hero in competitive. That's why I was saying this team looks like they have the better team for this mode, and they're playing it well. And again, look at this. Playing three people on red playing their roles on the side of blue. Not so much. At least we got Prophet finally on the Tracer.
Yeah.
Let's see if he can make this happen. It's going to be tough against this comp. So much sustain, so much shielding.
Yep, as we said before, all eyes on Prophet here to try to carry. And he's got 2 healers to do it too. So they are putting all their eggs in one basket here essentially. See, maybe Zenyatta can help out with some of that DPS. Just picking away so far at the Zarya in the front, but does have a Mercy behind her.
Hureg, when he's given room to work with, he is a terrifying force, trying to get a stun, or get in range to get a stun there onto the Tracer.
Oh, almost double-clicked that Ana. Does get away in the end, and now it's Prophet coming behind, trying to get onto that Mercy. The very key pick is definitely that Mercy. You don't want a res to come out, and he's doing quite a good job so far. He might be able to pick him off. The melee misses.
Oh, does get him,
but he does get it in the end.
Okay, well, what we were left with here is really a Hureg versus Prophet battle. The sustain's going to be on the other side. Damage, chip damage even, is going to really wear down on GC Busan. There's no healing whatsoever.
Pulse Bomb is out. He could throw it out, but he saves it. He takes out the Zarya that was alone. Now it is.
Oh,
Pulse Bomb misses, and he's trying to get that damage down. 20 health, and finally Prophet able to bring it in for his team on that Tracer. Huge smile on his face.
Prophet finally gets to play his favorite main hero, and he was the hero in his team there, GC Busan Blue. I know I keep saying GC Busan, but I mean blue and red. I should just use the color words. So he got the pick onto Mercy, which prevented the healing and the res eventually, which is why Wegl eventually was chipped down because he didn't have healing anymore against the range damage coming out. So Prophet can't play the Tracer anymore. He's going to go back to the Diva. We're going to have that Lucio dive comp we saw in our previous series in the first map.
And it definitely could work out. You know, both Diva and Winston dive in onto that Mercy. Torbjorn's not going to be the best at covering the Mercy. Can't throw down the turret. They will sustain some damage, but that's what the Diva's for. Here they come. Already Wegl down to 38 health. And okay, well, we do have the Mercy going down. Looks like that turret was taken out by the Lucio at least. But now they're looking for Hureg. He goes down as well. And now it is all up to Wegl, who is all alone, but just a level 1 turret.
Let's just remember, oh, it's level 2 now, okay, but I don't think it's going to save it. Let's just remember that, like, this comp has never lost, and it's not going to lose this time either. GC Busan Red tried his strategy, couldn't get set up, and that's the end of that. So we're going to the 5th game. They had to pull out, but Red had to play, or sorry, Blue had to play Prophet's Tracer, had to use that tool that they have, their best player on the best hero he could play. Now they don't have Lucio anymore, and they've spent both aggressive tanks. What do they play now? I think they still have the Roadhog available, so Hook's going to be very important. And this is the Widow round, right? It's where we always see the Widow come out in the 5th round. Not a great map for it. We're not going to see it. We're going to see a Bastion set up here with the Orisa.
And it's interesting because it's Bastion versus 3 people that can definitely counter a Bastion if they get on top of them. The Genji, the Tracer, and the Winston. Bit of a dive comp on the side of Busan Red.
Yeah, and they have Orisa could help counter that with ult. But not if they get picked before they can get the set off.
Yeah, they're trying to get onto that Bastion. Already a bunch of damage going down. Jester is able to go down as well. But Prophet on the Bastion does pick up a kill. Now it's up to Hureg and Wegl to pick them off. They're both very low. Finally, they take out closer on that Mercy. Okay, still 2 tanks left, and it's only Hureg. He gets taken out.
Who's gonna take it? Res too strong. It's the state of the meta. No matter where you are, I suppose. That Mercy gonna give you a second chance at life, and that is gonna be Blue. So it's gonna be Red versus Blue here in our finals. And I mean, history has shown there are certain comps that are stronger than others for sure. Watch this again.
Oh, so
Highlights.
close. Still gets the win,
But you know, history has shown some comps are stronger than others for sure. We have definitely learned the Winston Diva is unstoppable. Genji not very strong in this mode, and Mercy really coming into her own there in this second series.
So we will have GC Busan Blue up 1-0 in this best of 3. See if they can close it out 2-0, just like Runaway Red did in that last one.
I was getting a bit ahead of myself in terms of what I was saying going to the finals. We're not going that quick about
Not
this.
yet. And all of these best of 5s are all going to game 5.
That's right.
I think it's partially, it's the format of the way lockout elimination does work, but honestly, even in that last one, right, both teams had won twice, so it's on even footing, and really just a very unique comp there.
All right, it's Widow time here on Volskaya's modified map here, and I mean, with the range and area you have and line of sights you can potentially have, this is going to be Widowmaker's prized map for this mode.
Widow against Widow. Well, he gets one pick there. Not enough to kill him. No headshot.
Sleep.
Oh, they get the sleep dart. And Gesture goes down.
Can't get a line of sight. This should be it, though. Nope.
Oh, trying to get that 180 no-scope, if you will. And now it's Mercy getting aggressive here. He's going to take him out with the help of Hureg. Closer was the only one left. He does go down.
Outnumbered there, indeed. Would have been more poetic. Mercy had gotten the last hit there to get the kill, but sadly did not happen. But don't sleep on Hagapun, man. He's dangerous. So that's the Widow and Mercy gone. But this could definitely swing back because I think that's probably, there's possibly 2 strongest heroes on this map in particular, and it's still going to be available for GC Busan Blue.
Okay, take a look at GC Busan Blue's composition this time. They go against it, and they have guessed correctly. They're going up against a Hanzo and an Ana. Definitely a couple of members you can easily hop on into. They get onto this Ana, but very well protected so far by Hureg.
The damage coming through here, too much actually though. Gesture still able to bleed through. This comp, 100% win rate so far, man. It doesn't look like it's going to change here.
Yeah, Loyal was nowhere to be seen as well as his 2 members, his 2 teammates went down. Trying to be a little bit sneaky on the Hanzo, didn't pay off for him this time.
Yeah, so, you know, it's tough when you split yourself from your team like that to win against this comp that runs the Diva Winston again. So strong, so powerful. They still have the Widow available, of course. That's something to fall back on here, I think, especially when you have, you know, no longer that dive comp. Hagapun looking to run the Mei, though, in the first appearance, but I think the comp for GC Busan Blue is so strong against this. How are you ever going to knock us out of the sky with Mei right clicks and Zenyatta left clicks? It's going to be very difficult. They'll try.
Discord Orb is the first step, no doubt. But trying to lose that orb, hiding behind the pillar. We're going to have to see some sick snipes. Missed hook, and he's all alone, so immediately Prophet goes down. That's a good start here.
So now they can kind of turtle and wait for the control point if they want, because it's going to be very difficult to actually kill this comp without getting into range of like melee basically for gestures. So that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to hide inside, try to throw some pot shots out until that control point comes up.
Well, they're going in, actually. And up in the sky, trying to land a right click, but missing multiple in a row here is Hagapun. Believe me, this is a lot harder than it looks, but actually Hureg, we didn't have the camera on him, but he was able to take out the Mercy. And now it's only Farah. See what she can do.
And Hureg gets taken out, but it's not going to last long. So, oddly enough, the comp that I felt like was basically nigh unkillable was destroyed just based on the fact that they were able to kill the Roadhog.
Yeah.
And it wasn't based off of the safe play I thought we would see once they had the numbers advantage to wait for the control point to force the pharmacy to come to them. Just basically put the fight the other way. And had Hagapun not been able to get those Zenyatta hits there, like I don't know if that would have actually been the right play. Like it was pretty risky what he did. Paid off in the end.
Yeah. Well, here we go. We got a Junkrat for the first time tonight.
Yeah. Recently joining the meta of Overwatch competitive, but first time in this. Not going to be very good against the Pharah, unfortunately.
Yeah. Just got to do a bit of flying to get up there. It might be Roadhog's job. Closer, would have to get a bit closer. Does miss the hook. And so we will have Hurek continue flying here. Just trying to sneak around. You can see Prophet also throwing some bombs. And Diana is able to take him out with a couple of hits. Gesture is able to take out the Pharah in the sky.
And Wegl gets a counter kill, however, still staying alive here. It's going to be about really being at a safe distance away from the Junkrat. Prophet has to do that damage. Closer's going to try to flank here, putting them in a tough spot here, but they split, actually, making it tough to heal, and with these line of sight to be blocked.
The jump snipe, though, and the sleep dart right as he gets hooked is going to save him. Now all he's got to do is heal up his buddy, and they can take him down together with that bio grenade. That should be a dead Roadhog, and there it is, a 3-1 victory for GC Busan Red. And so we will be going to that third match.
As we are. So my preemptive call, definitely not true here, not necessarily I was talking about earlier, but they come back and things that happened in this series, I mean, should not have happened. For example, this is going to be our play of the game here as Hurek is able to finish him off and win the game, but like a Mercy, a Pharah being killed by Zenyatta, for example, the sleep dart mid-grab, catching the Roadhog out there. Some really cool stuff, showcasing the skill of these 6 players, which is what this show match is all about.
Yeah, it's what we wanted to see. That's why they had to line up their mouse pads and make sure everything was good. They had to take that extra setup time just to make sure everybody is doing well here in terms of preparation. And this actually looks a little bit closer. You know, the first one that we saw between Runaway, it was a 2-0 for Runaway Red. And you still had your money on GC Busan Red here. And they are coming back now. They've tied it up. We're going back to Ilios.
Yeah, and I just felt like the composition of players, we should say, this lineup is just so well suited for this game type, and that's why I was saying this team I think is the massive favorite. But again, we're going to see that Far Mercy coming through here as we go into this map here. Now, it's going to be a weird setup for Blue, however. Like, this is very vulnerable to Far Mercy, unfortunately, because the Pharah could just simply run around. If Prophet can kill Hurek, I think they're going to have a lot of an easier time. And also remember, this is not a Diva Winston comp, just to point that out. So kind of an odd setup here for Red 2 in terms of what they've built. But I think it's very strong against what GC Busan has picked, blind pick here.
Yeah. GC Busan Blue, they're trying to set up a little play inside the building here with a turret. But you can see this can easily be picked away at with the help of Diva. Seems to be the perfect addition to this composition of the Far Mercy.
It's just tough to hold on to this. Eventually they're going to get worn down, you have to think. No real healing potential minus the biotic field.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to find an angle up on the second floor.
Risky here to try to be this aggressive.
Well, we're going to have, coming from behind here is Hurek, and he does take out the turret already. Look at that damage being laid down from behind. He finds the perfect angle, and he takes out Prophet, and that might just be it here for this one. Wegl is going to take out another kill. It's all up to the Arisa. Not going to happen.
Just unlucky in terms of blind pick here. They tried to get into a really good setup, but it's cool that they have the Diva as well there, because the Diva is just always going to burst through anything in that choke point once you burst down the turret. So you have Diva come through, missiles come out, the defense matrix protects everybody, allows Hurek to get into good position. So just unlucky here in terms of blind pick, but they made the most of it. And you know, I feel like we definitely could have technically seen safer play out of Red. Like, they could have just waited for the control point, forced their opponents to come there. But that's not how these players are playing tonight. They want to play aggressive. Hurek starts on fire. That's just how cool he is. Before he's even done anything.
How does that work?
I don't know, but I'm not going to complain about it.
Well, it's Hurek versus Prophet right now. He's going to be looking for the snipes in the sky. He's seen him, but they've also got that Diva just like the last time here for Red. And it will be some passive play out of Red. They're going to be looking to get those picks on the Far Mercy.
The closer is the target here, but it does not get the kill confirmed. He's going to go down.
Yeah, he tried to hookshot, but he actually did not go far enough away. And okay, missile to the face. That's going to leave only one member left. It is the Roadhog here for Wegl. So hard to say this guy's name.
Yeah, things went horribly wrong here for GC Busan Red. Their comp was good against what they faced, but
let's get the... okay, he was looking okay, but Not quite.
I mean, he surely succeeded at giving at least one person at home motion sickness with that spin death there, but yeah, the comp they are running, which is really cool, I think, from Red, is a comp that can kind of deal with almost any type of composition from their opponents. Minus dive, I think they probably would have been weak to dive, but they had the Widowmaker, which could have theoretically dealt with the Far Mercy, just unfortunately not able to make those shots work where he wanted to. Okay, so we already saw half of the tanks coming through, but it's going to be now the Winstons instead of the Divas on both sides here. More mobile and better dive on the side of blue, so it's going to be tough for GC Busan Red to pull this off. They're going to have to use a safer, more ranged position.
Prophet trying to come behind here, gets a bit of damage done onto the Zenyatta, who is now healed up. Looks like the side of Red is trying to jump onto Gesture, who is separated from his teammates, and he does go down. Now it's Prophet here looking for the step back, but he gets taken out first. Hakopin gets the kill, and now the Lucio alone will be taken out.
Prophet just couldn't recall in time. It was on cooldown, and it came off cooldown at the last second. And it was exactly what I said. They went into the high ground, they used their long range DPS, and got the counter kills, forcing their opponents to come to them. So the dive just didn't work against a very defensive setup like that. It's usually going to work against a more scattered setup, or a setup that just simply doesn't happen in time to deal with the Tracer, the Winston. So match point now for Red. They're bringing back the Mei, and it's going to be same comp here for Blue. So if any hooks go down, like if Prophet gets hooked, that's the end of this series.
Yes, definitely look for the hooks. Woo-Hyal, but also Prophet trying to get into the back line and snipe out the Lucio. And he's going deep. He really wants to get that kill, but he gets headshot. Is able to get the kill though in the end with the help of Gesture. Now they're trying to get onto Wegl here in the back, but the right click from Hureg takes out Tracer. This is an even match. Now the Winston is going to be frozen up, but they can't kill him. Oh, he's dodged right before the ice block.
That was so incredible there. Now the hook here with the wall. Synergy is real. And GC Busan Red's going to take it. But that was I mean, the right click kill there on the Prophet changed everything, as you said. And everything we saw after that was just a beautiful cleanup. It was just sweeping up the pieces.
Oh, yeah. You weren't joking about that Hureg guy. It's pretty good.
He's pretty incredible. I think, honestly, his career in Overwatch League, I think that's when he's going to get the recognition he's deserved his entire career. And I mean, now it's just a showcasing of his skills, but yeah, the guy is fantastic. He always has been a fantastic player since GC Busan's inception in Apex Challenge. But yeah, we have our finalists now for real.
Seems like red is the OP color here in Busan.
Indeed.
Not sure why that's the case, but it will be Runaway Red versus GC Busan Red. So join us in about 5 minutes for the conclusion of our 3v3 Lockout Elimination Finals.
Envious, everyone acting so frivolous. I might run up and click. It is a ultimate marathon from the land, which is the city of Babylon. Want you like Sun Tzu, so better be humble. Don't bet me, I'm Wesley in the art of war. So, synonym will be flying. Truth, anonym, I will be lying. Raw, ain't no Hakuna Matata, cause you shouldn't f with a lion.
당신의 피부는 거짓말을 하지 않습니다. 100% 천연, 유기농, 자연주의. 많은 광고들이 당신을 사로잡습니다. 하지만 피부는 거짓말을 하지 않습니다. 전 세계가 주목한 95% 천연 원료. 이제는 진짜 천연 화장품을 만나야 할 차례. 아이부터 어른까지 수아비스 화장품.
DJ Max, respect.
부산정보산업진흥원은 지스타 개최, 부산 글로벌 게임센터 운영 등 첨단 게임 산업 조성 및 육성을 통해 게임 친구 도시 부산이라는 꿈을 실현해 나가고 있습니다. 열린 창작 공간, 입주 공간 등 아이디어를 가진 누구나 창작 활동을 할 수 있는 부산 콘텐츠 코리아 랩과 녹음 부스, 마스터링 룸의 최첨단 시설과 장비를 보유한 부산 음악 창작소 등 창의적인 환경 조성을 통해 부산의 문화 콘텐츠 산업의 경쟁력을 키워가고 있습니다.
Welcome back, guys. We are here at the Busan Vexo WETL special stage. We're doing some Overwatch with DC Busan and Runaway. We have crowned our two teams to go into the finals. It is Runaway Red versus DC Busan Red for our 3v3 finals.
Yeah, and this is going to be an exciting one. We saw really good compositions, I think, and strategy out of the DC Busan side of things. And on the side, of course, Runaway, I think it was better mechanical skill overall. And I guess composition came into it a little bit. Huxel trying to run the Genji multiple times, finding no success whatsoever in the Runaway versus Runaway match. So I think overall, we've seen mechanics play a factor, but it was strategy, I think, overall that led both of these teams to this point. And now we have incredible players like Stitch versus Hureg. That's going to be the story of this one. I think that's really, really exciting. Like, Hureg's shown a variety of heroes and very high-level play. In the Mei, it's like, okay.
Just pops out as Mei. He's like, hey, I've been hiding this one.
I mean,
you guys haven't seen this one yet, right?
He got a kill mid-air And like he knew when he ice blocked, he knew he had to kill. Like you could tell if you watch his first review, he was like, all right, it's done. Like within half a second, he already was like, I ice blocked to get the next one. I mean, really good Mei play we've never seen out of this player in professional Overwatch in Apex, and now just bringing out the Mei here for fun and showing some extra depth with this comp.
Yeah. This has been so much fun for me. I've really enjoyed casting these 3v3s. Obviously a bit simpler than the 6v6 for a new Overwatch caster as myself. But either way, guys, we are going to jump into these 3v3 finals between Runaway Red, as you see on your screen here, and DC Busan Red. So let's hop into it right away. Here we go. This is the final set one. We will have a best of 3 of best of 5s. And there you go. Widow versus Widow already does get the res. So they're going to make sure that he has another chance.
I was super impressed with Hureg's weight there on the res, and he didn't even try to shoot. He was like, nope, this isn't going to happen.
Oh, what? Stitch turns the corner, picks off Hagofin real quick. Oh, another Widow versus Widow battle, and once again, actually, no, Cox won this time, so essentially 1-for-1 in the Widow versus Widow battles.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, this is going to be basically Wegl will have to get the kill on the bumper. Okay, Stitch does get res. It's going to make this even tougher. I thought it was a little bit long of a cooldown, but not even. There you go.
Yeah, already taking a bit of damage, and just able to turn the corner there was Cox to clean up that kill.
Power of Mercy this win would not have been possible without the current Mercy res with her rework that allowed the Widowmaker to come back online, which allowed Cox eventually to get that second kill you were talking about. So Widowmaker now off the table though on this map that's so strong for her on the side of Runaway. GC Busan still has it available, and as you can see, it will run it immediately. So Doomfist to help protect against potential dive here, but this is certainly a comp that Red can win with, even though they don't have the better long-range hit scan. If they get a good angle, or if we see Stitch someone flank, it could certainly happen.
You got Stitch, you've got the Ana too, but already Stitch getting pretty low. Trying to do a bit of damage there to Wegl. Not quite able to get that kill onto Cox though, and he was all alone. And so he does get picked off.
I think the Doomfist should have been used a little bit more defensively here for GC Busan. Being aggressive, being away from his team didn't do him any favors there against the Hanzo.
Oh, there it is. Hureg turning the corner. Now it's just Ana trying to pick off the Widow and Mercy combo. Did not happen.
I think the only way you could beat the Widow in this situation, despite the fact that Doomfist threw himself away essentially there, it's a 1-for-1 trade. You have to somehow get a flank, but when your position is already revealed, how can you really sneak up on a Widow? It's just, especially given the map is a truncated, smaller version of the Volskaya map everyone knows and loves. No one dislikes in the world. So you don't have a lot of space to work with. We're going to see Cox stick with this Hanzo, though.
I mean, he had some good shots, just as you were talking about the composition. And we got a Hanzo on the other side, too. And already gets the kill onto Bumper here. Didn't even really get to see that one. You can see Cox is trying to answer with a kill of his own.
Okay, very close matchup here, but Hureg's going to get a kill on the Stitch now. And would be a miracle if Cox pulls this one out. Gets one.
Nope, not gonna happen. Nice try.
You know, we're just still looking for that incredible 1v3. We saw Hureg pull out some cool stuff with the Mei, but we haven't seen anything like absolutely insane, nothing bonkers just yet. We've seen a few close calls, but yeah, you know, that was just about who was the better Hanzo at the end of the day. And Hanzo now removed here, so a lot of snipers off the table here.
Yeah. Cox
for Red
going for it again. So see what he can do this time around. I feel like Red was playing pretty defensively the second they saw Cox here.
Oh!
Okay,
that's how you scatter arrow right at the feet, right up the stairs.
Okay, Tracer trying to get in the back here against Cox, and Cox doesn't have too much support from his team. Probably is saying it, he's trying to get the kill 1v1. but now he's getting healed. Anna finally comes in, and Hureg is going to have to back off for now.
Has Flames based on damage done, but he's being out-healed, unfortunately.
I love the moves here, but you can only do so much when you've got 93 health.
Oh my god, it's looking good, but as you say, there is a limit, a mathematical limit to what you can accomplish, to what you can achieve. Music got real hyped for a second, but we're actually going to another map. Everyone calm down. They pulled a wolf there. They're like, yeah, that's the series.
Yeah. Music started for like 3 seconds, and then they're like, oh, wait. No, it was red.
So, yeah, basically, we're seeing on this map from these two teams these insta-kills from the snipers. Strong sniper map. But now we see the Genji Lucio.
These two teams have very similar ideas. I mean, double Widowmaker, double Hanzo, now double Symmetra. And, okay, here we go, running into the turrets, but it just did not matter because Stitch was there. Now he's gonna try to pick up a second kill. Down he does get him, but Hureg able to trade back.
Hureg could certainly win this. This is certainly winnable for Hureg.
Does pick off Bumper. And now he just has to keep his distance here from those turrets, pick them off, and chip away at the Symmetra.
Don't worry, Cox is going to get teleporter soon. No, if Hureg can just play safe and build up a pulse bomb and keep getting health back from recalls, like, he theoretically will win the point fight as long as he doesn't go in there. So he's just trying to build up pulse bomb here.
It's a very obvious situation.
You just don't go inside.
If you've ever played Symmetra or Overwatch at all, you know what's going on here. And
Cox is like, I hope he comes in here.
he's trying to like slowly move forward towards the point, just turret by turret. And if he can pull it off, well, props to him, man. But you can see Hureg is already waiting here for the point to pop up.
Hureg is basically, literally, he has to just simply camp the point. And like, Cox is gonna have to do a Hail Mary here. He's gonna have to try to use his barrier to block most of the damage. He's taking a nice angle because he did sneak around the back side. He's gonna use his barrier to try to sneak around, but bad angle, unfortunately. This should be a pretty quick fight.
Get turrets up, get him up. Oh, he's 2 health. The recall there, but no! Gets him in the back, hits him in the foot, and Hureg does win it for GC Busan Red.
Hureg has been the hero tonight. I feel like he's showcased so many different talents, but in this particular matchup, we can give him credit for making the smart decision, but it was really the Symmetra player who had their hands tied behind the back there. Oh God, already. Kills coming through.
Oh, this is the replay.
Oh, it's the replay, okay, yeah.
The double kill out of Hureg.
I was like, wow.
Just to add to your point, production is behind Wolf on his pick of Hureg being the MVP so far.
Well, I mean, that was the game 1 play we saw, pretty fantastic, but we're clearly getting to points in this where you get stuck with a hero that just has a bad matchup, because not every hero is designed to be able to defeat every other hero. In certain scenarios, that's why Symmetra's a defensive hero. She can set up turrets and play behind them, but when you have to approach a point against a Tracer, who's one of the best Tracers in the world, as Symmetra, you're gonna have a bad time. He did exactly what he should have with the barrier and the long-range shot there, but he had to blindly go in, hope he had the right angle, and get that turret up, and it just wasn't even close because he was unlucky. It's a bad matchup. You can't win it.
Yeah, so we have a bit of a delay here before we do get into the second match, but based on this dubstep that we got going on today, I think it should be starting sometime soon.
Yeah, when somebody's in Green Esports, you're not sure the game's about to start, you're going to look for the dubstep. They're about to go into it. The dubstep goes, it's time to get it. Get that second game of this 3v3 lockout finals. There's Steam ready in the booth. GC Busan starts with a pretty fantastic position.
Okay, hopping onto Nepal this time. Haven't seen this map in particular just yet, the 3v3.
It's a Sanctum version, so very strong for Orisa setups, I think. Strong for Widow and McCree as well. Tracer, not so much. We'll see if Stitch can pull it off here.
I think our Korean, okay, hold that thought. Cox is going to get the headshot right from the get-go. And so Mercy, see what he can do, but they're out here on the ledge, actually trying to use the Symmetra with the turrets. But Stitch just poking at him. You can see Mercy trying to go on the attack as well.
It's Symmetra with a pocket Mercy. It's the worst thing you could ever experience.
Stitch is just playing with his food right now. Although you can see that Hagopun is doing not a bad job. He does trade it 1-for-1. Wegl does jump off the map or something. He just gave up on that one.
I think it was just simply he knew it was going to get outnumbered and outgunned after everyone inside was dead. So he was teasing. That's why it was ended up being a trade there. But obviously it doesn't matter at the end of the day. We got to see Hagopun kill a Tracer, but it wasn't real, Valdez. Let's just remember
It looked so real, though.
It looked real, but it wasn't real.
So cool.
We saw him almost kill a Tracer earlier for real,
yeah.
in the GC Busan mirror, but... All right, Cox again going to long-range sniping on... He did the Widowmaker, got that first win, now going to the McCree. And it's going to be about whether he and Stitch can knock... sorry, the Hanzo. Yeah. See if he can knock the Pharah out of the sky.
It's going to be a bit harder, but they do have the Soldier to help out with this one. Taking it very slow so far is Hureg. And what? The sleep dart out of the sky, goodbye!
That's one way to deal with the Pharah.
That is not an easy skill to aim at someone in the sky. Trying to get onto Bumper now, but they do take him out. The res is going to come in, but an immediate sleep dart again. And this time it's Bumper showing off some plays.
Yeah, Bumper went back to an old favorite. The Ana, the sleep dart there was the killing blow. We've seen this happen many times before on maps that have death pits on them, where you can fall to your death, or if you go off the side, for example, where you fall to your death from sleep darts. And it takes a good Ana to hit the sleep dart, first of all, but it takes an even better Ana to know when to hit the sleep dart to ensure the death based on falling. So very well played. As we head into this one, it's going to be Hureg now trying to have that pocketed Widow. As you can see, Hagopun is doing the damage boost. Protection will be the name of the game for Wegl. It's not a dive diva composition. Not sure what happened there. Some sort of weird exchange off screen. No one knows.
Yeah, I think someone didn't pick. Okay, Cox is going to get that early pick off, and now Stitch coming from behind, looking for an angle, has that shield to push forward. And okay, Hagopun takes out, or Wegl goes down somehow here, and now Hureg is going to pick off Cox with actually the poison grenade.
Yeah, just the dive there not working out. Stitch though going to pick up a counter kill. That's going to be it. Yeah,
there you go.
We'll never know what happened to the Diva there. It's a little bit weird. I suppose maybe he fell off the side at the beginning. Symmetra immediately became on fire, I noticed in the thing. So maybe he was like teasing her on the edge of the map and then actually just mistakenly didn't cancel his boosters. That was changed recently. You don't left click anymore to cancel boosters. I've died many times after the rework as a result of that.
Yeah. Someone at the beginning of that last match, they said, oh, I didn't pick my hero. And this happened to me when I was playing 3v3s too, where it auto-locks you a hero if you don't pick in time, because like right after the countdown goes down and when you're picking a hero, you like start right away. So they need to get you onto the map. And I didn't see exactly who it was. I don't remember. But maybe there was some confusion with that. Not really sure.
Yeah, I guess it's one of those things we'll just never know, but that crippled them from the beginning. And Mercy can't res a hero that's fallen off the side of the map. It's just simply not possible. The hero that dies that has to be res has to be on the playing field, so to speak. The body has to still be available to res. I don't even think the body shows up if you fall off the side of the map. Anyway, they were crippled. They lost that one. Going to another map now, though.
Yeah, it is tied up 1-1 as Runaway Red. They were able to pick up the 3-0 on Nepal. So it is tied up here. I believe this is a best of 3 as well, and so we are going to be going into our final best of 5. I know that sounds confusing, but just stick with us. We'll have this one best of 5 on Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, this is a best of 5 in terms of rounds. This mode is kind of like Counter-Strike. You know, you die, you don't come back unless you got a Mercy on your team, which both of these teams do in this case. Oh boy. Okay, can he get the shot this time? No, it's just too difficult.
Oh, okay, we have a couple of kills straight in and a couple of reses used.
Res on a really long cooldown with this rework, so it won't be available for a while.
Okay, we switch to Hureg, who gets 2 headshots in a row.
Well, this is going to be
Cox and Bumper.
This is going to be a tragedy. How does Stitch die? That's the question everyone's wondering. He's going to try to flank around the back. He's been spotted now, though.
He's giving it a us all still. He's trying to dive onto this Mercy, trying to be the hero. Just trying to get one kill, but he can't quite do it.
This time Hagopun got the kill for real, so that was a pretty good melee there. We'll give him this one. He's gotten a few Tracer kills tonight. None of them 1v1s in the most traditional sense, but okay. So that was about Hureg's Widowmaker doing pretty well, as it's been one to do. So now removed. We'll have to see him take something else. This is going into Li Zhang's, Hanamura's kind of expanded map here. Or sorry, not expanded, truncated, smaller version. Oh no, it is Li Zhang. What am I saying?
Yeah, it is. For a second, I thought I was like questioning myself, but then it is.
I think there were Hanamura games inside which threw me off, but yeah, this is definitely Li Zhang, as we just watched it with this.
We got a Bastion this time. I haven't really talked about this, but did win the last time we saw it with the help of Orisa. Doesn't have that now. You can see Cox on the Pharah, who's had mixed success.
Yeah, Woohyal can definitely knock a Pharah out of the sky when Bastion's a recon mode. He can do a lot of damage at range. But taken out already by Stitch, so not anymore.
And Hureg, he does have the Hanzo here. He hasn't been successful with any of these shots, actually, so far. He's been struggling a bit on the Hanzo. Now coming from behind is Hagopun, just trying to help out his teammates. They have joined up. It's 2v3.
Oh, this is messy. Hureg doing what he can. But I get the kill here nearly. Like, oh my god.
How are these guys still alive and at full health?
Ana's healing is pretty strong. Gets killed to Stitch. Now this is winnable. This is certainly winnable.
Definitely is, but they do take out Hagopun, and the res comes out onto Stitch as well, who comes back from the grave to take out 2 kills.
It's a pretty cool fight for Hureg, though. I don't think he could be upset about that one. And I mean, Ana will heal any target for days. Usually it's the tank who's the focus, or the DPS that's about to do a carry move, like a Genji, for example. But in this case, it was just the Hanzo eating the heals. But not enough in the end. The opening pick in this mode is so important, because if you lost 30% of everything you have on your team, you're going to have a bad time. Res being a huge factor there in the end as well.
Yeah.
And Hureg will again go to the long-range hit scan of the McCree this time.
Yeah. Mercy definitely one of these big picks we've seen so far, with that res working out quite well. 3v3 is a lot easier than 2v3.
No, the Hanzo gives a lot of extra vision for these long-range hit scans, the Soldier, the McCree, even the Ana, so those sonic arrows are huge. He sees them. There you go. That's that vision. That's that awareness.
Yeah. Hureg, nice positioning there to get an early pick.
Hureg is, I think, famed for his accuracy, but for me, I'll always remember his play for his positioning. That will always be a thing I remember most of this player as he goes into Overwatch League, leaving Korea. Just so good at understanding where to be and then how to use that aim with positioning in mind.
Yeah. Let's see if we can see another crazy outplay with the Ana, with just the unlimited healing. He's trying to pick off this Hanzo here. Woohyal, in the end, does win the trade. And so we aren't going to see any miracles happening this time around.
Oh. 2-1 now for GC Busan, 1 map away from taking that grand finals and all the prize money that comes with it. Hureg, I think, easily the MVP so far, but he's got now 2 removed long-range hit scan characters, heroes that he relies upon. Would love to see him switch to the Soldier here, but let's not forget Hureg's a great Doomfist. He's gonna have to do the Tracer. Now, this is not one you'd expect. It's with a Symmetra comp as well. A little bit worried about this one. Let's see if it pans out.
You know, I'm on the same page with you, Wolf. I don't know if this is really going to have that success. We haven't seen Symmetra do too much work. Hureg on the Tracer, but let's see what he can do. If he can prove us wrong.
Symmetra certainly can 1v1 any of those heroes better than the Tracer at least, but I don't know if that's what you want to rely on. Okay, healing output on Ana again, just allowing these Hanzo shots to be fired.
You can see what Hagopun is trying to do on the Zenyatta. Trying to just jump in between and pop out those balls, but it looks like, okay, a couple of kills already going down. Bumper takes out Hureg with the grenade.
And yet again, the Symmetra pick has been utterly worthless. And so there you have it. Symmetra did maybe less, like maybe like 80 damage in total that round. Was never able to add any support.
Yeah.
And Ana was at the front, very vulnerable there. I'm not sure about what they were trying to do there, but perhaps we'll find a better composition going into this final map, this final round, I should say, of our final map here. This is going to be all about the skills here. Hagopun sticking with the Symmetra. Tureg on the Mei we've seen so much success with.
Yeah, Wuyao and Hagopun, they switch. They give the Symmetra over to Hagopun. They say, hey, I can do it a little bit better. I'd love to see it. Let's see what they can do. Coming on through right now with that barrier. That moves forward. Stitch is a bit separated. Trying to get those right clicks once again is Tureg. Lots of damage coming
separation.
out. Okay, the ice block is going to come in, and the Symmetra just running on through. Both Symmetras go down early, but Stitch now able to pick off the Mei. Diving on in, they take out Lucio, and that is going to do it. Runaway Red is going to take the 3v3 finals.
Very well played. Good Mei separation there coming out from Hureg, but it wasn't enough in the end to get the victory there. They got the initial pick. It was Stitch's play. I think we might watch a little bit of right here. Not exactly the play I was thinking of, but yeah. Gets a good recall, does that massive damage with the Discord Orbs, sticks with the targets there, and that's that.
Yeah.
Very well played.
Fantastic work with the Zenyatta too, as you mentioned. This Discord Orb on the important targets, didn't put it on the Lucio, helped out Stitch take out the Mei first, and definitely helped out there. So GC Busan Red, they came very close, but not close enough. As they did pick up the runner-up money, which was 3 million won, or about $3,000. So not so bad. We are going to be having an interview with the winners, Runaway Red, and we'll see what they have to say. Hopefully this interview is a little bit more exciting.
You know what? The one thing I want to say is I figured out why that map. I couldn't figure out what map it was for a second. It had like it had parts of Numbani's background and Oasis's background in the background there, while also being Lijiang. It was like Lijiang in the daytime, but it was actually like Numbani. I was looking at it, I'm like, wait a minute. This is not right.
They have fun with those 3v3 maps, you know?
I was like,
it looks a little bit different than normal.
Yeah, I was trying to like point that out. I'm like, that map was every map actually all together. Well, yeah, we're going to jump into that interview as soon as it's ready. So we'll get the MVPs, or perhaps just the entire team, since it's 3 players, to be interviewed on stage in just a moment. Once that's set up, we can see the fans are migrating to where that interview section is going to be. But
yeah, everybody's got their cameras out. We can't actually see it in our little booth structure we got going on here.
I think we learned that Mercy is just as good as everyone thought, and that Widowmaker is busted, and that, in this mode anyways, and that Dive is strong, and that Genji is not good in 3v3 because you can't have your ultimate, you can't really do much with it. I think Genji won 1 round of all the games he was played.
Did they even? I don't even remember that.
I think just 1. But I think the interview is ready, guys.
Yep. The interview is ready, so let's hop on over to our interview stage, see what they have to say. This is Yeji Shin, our interviewer. So our first champions of WEGL Overwatch. This is Runaway Red. Congratulations. So how do you feel after the victory? This is our first win in WEGL, so we really enjoyed it. Stitch, a man of limited words. So 3v3 is not super popular in the competitive scene, but how did you feel after playing it on the stage? And he says, well, I don't really play arcade games. I don't really play 3v3 that often, but it was a lot of fun playing it in a tournament setting compared to playing it at home. He says, in general, I don't play it too much, but yeah, he still feels like it was a special experience. So Cox, you are going to get the prize money here. Are you going to share the money with the rest of the team? He says, no comment. So only Runaway Red is going to take the money. Are you not going to share it with Runaway Blue? He just shakes his head and offers no comment once again.
So talking about when Diva killed Reinhardt out in pilot mode, how did that happen? That was, of course, earlier on in the series. Any secrets? I mean, if you just enjoy Overwatch a lot, this situation comes up. Exactly as I was saying, man. Every Diva has to kill the Reinhardt in pilot mode.
Must have, you know, been a very nice feeling to finally defeat GC Busan on a big stage. It says, up until now, we haven't won any championships. So even though this is an exhibition match, it still feels fantastic. Finally take that win. So that was the interview, and of course we are going to be taking a break. We will jump into our 4v4 team deathmatch afterwards, which will be the 4 players from Runaway and GC Busan. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Envious, everyone acting so frivolous. I might run up and click. It is an ultimate marathon from the land, which is the city of Babylon. Want you like Sun Tzu, so better be humble. Don't bet me, I'm Wesleyan, the art of war. So synonym will be flying. Truth, anonym, I will be lying. Raw, ain't no Akuna Matata, cause you shouldn't f with a lion.
당신의 피부는 거짓말을 하지 않습니다. 100% 천연, 유기농, 자연주의. 많은 광고들이 당신을 사로잡습니다. 하지만 피부는 거짓말을 하지 않습니다. 전 세계가 주목한 95% 천연 원료. 이제는 진짜 천연 화장품을 만나야 할 차례. 아이부터 어른까지 수아비스 화장품.
DJ Max, respect.
부산정보산업진흥원은 지스타 개최, 부산 글로벌 게임센터 운영 등 첨단 게임 산업 조성 및 육성을 통해 게임 친구 도시 부산이라는 꿈을 실현해 나가고 있습니다. 열린 창작 공간, 입주 공간 등 아이디어를 가진 누구나 창작 활동을 할 수 있는 부산 콘텐츠 코리아 랩과 녹음 부스, 마스터링 룸의 최첨단 시설과 장비를 보유한 부산 음악 창작소 등 창의적인 환경 조성을 통해 부산의 문화 콘텐츠 산업의 경쟁력을 키워가고 있습니다.
Welcome back, guys, here to the Busan Mexico WEGL special stage. We are live in Busan doing this amazing Overwatch event. It's been a lot of fun so far. We've done a bunch of 3v3 action, which Runaway Red did come ahead in at the end. But now we are going straight into the rivalry matchup. It will be Runaway up against GC Busan 4v4 for Team Deathmatch.
That's right. It is going to be very different than what we just saw. It's going to be 8 players in the game rather than 6, and we'll have respawns. It's going to be like your traditional Slayers mode you would have in Halo, for example, where it is just simply first to 30 in terms of kills. So we played in 10-minute rounds, and of course, if the time expires, the team with the most kills will win. So pretty straightforward. If you've watched Deathmatch before, if you've watched first-person shooters of this type before, or first-person shooters that use this mode before, because Overwatch is not this type of shooter, but for this particular show match series it is, then you'll have a lot of fun. It's going to be a showcasing of mechanical skill, and as mentioned earlier, we will see some ultimates coming through this time that we didn't really see very much in the 3v3s.
It definitely will. I mean, there's also a different mix-up, too, where you can change heroes. So if we're halfway through, someone gets an ultimate, they use it, and they're like, okay, I see the enemy's composition. I would like to change something more divey because we need that. I'm going to switch to, Winston or whatever. And I think, we'll have to pay attention to what heroes are being swapped around and stuff like that, because I think this mode is going to be a lot more hectic. I got some casting under my belt with the 3v3, but now the 4v4 is going to be like a little step ahead, because not only can you change heroes, there will be ultimates, but also the spawns are pretty interesting because it always spawns you away from an enemy so that you can't really be spawn camped. So it's, a bunch of your teammates get killed over in the other side, and maybe one of them is trapped, but you're not going to spawn near him. You're going to be on the opposite side of the map.
You kind of can do some rotational stuff as a 4-man where you're moving away from the area we once were before to try to catch these heroes that are kind of spawning alone.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult to do that coordinated in a solo queue game. I think in this we might see a little bit of that. But there's going to be a lot of Widowmaker. Widowmaker, when you think about how easy it is to get a kill as Widowmaker versus to get a kill on a Widowmaker, it's it's a no-brainer that the Widowmaker, especially with the level of play from the teams we have here, is basically going to be a staple. It's going to be a non-stop lock-in. So Widowmaker is going to, I think, be on most maps basically a permanent fixture. We'll see what map we head to, because that could be wrong depending on line of sights and things like that we end up with. But the Widowmaker one to look out for, Winston one to look out for, Mercy not so much, because it is going to be, useless to get reses simply because the death timers are so low. If you want a Mercy, you're going to be pocketing someone. You're not picking it for the res ability.
Yeah, not really. I mean, there's no point. You res someone, they die again. Why not just like let them, you know, go back and unless it's like the two teams meet 4v4 and it's like the perfect situation and you're just barely losing the fight, but you can res one or two people, then it would be good. But it's not really gonna,
it's a really,
I don't think we're gonna see
that's
it.
a really niche situation. That's like a very rare case. And again, if you use Valkyrie, you can get the double res like you're talking about, but you might just end up giving free points to your enemy team depending on how the fight is going. It's a very technical. So this is going to be a best of 3, like we said, 10-minute rounds. So it's going to be a longer one. I don't think it's going to be slower paced by any means. I think it's going to be faster paced, but it's going to be a marathon here.
It's going to be hectic, and I don't think it's going to go to 10 minutes unless these teams have very specific strategies where they take their time rotating, as you were talking about before, because I played a lot of 4v4, I played a lot with you, and usually it's just Widowmakers going around and like Winston's trying to jump on them, and like the kills stack up pretty fast, and I think they end within 7, 8 minutes.
Lucio is definitely a viable hero here, more than we saw. We saw him only in dive comps going back to our previous 3v3s. But I think Zenyatta is the key hero. If you feel like you have a good Zenyatta mastery, if you're a player like Hagapun, for example, you're going to think, okay, I'm going to be using my Discord Orbs to help kill the Winstons. That's the key because the Winstons kill the Widowmaker. If there's no Winston, it's like, Widowmaker's like, you better go hide, you better jump in your prairie dog holes because I'm going to just pop you guys off as I have line of sight. So it's very scary to deal with the Widows, so I think you need to have an answer. The play we're going to see from Winston, for example, is going to be very important. And if Gesture is on the lineup, we won't spoil them, but if Gesture's on the lineup, that's going to be, I think, a really key factor for GC Busan.
Yeah. There was one map in particular that I played a lot of 4v4, and it was Hollywood, and it's centralized in the street stage. So you get the two big buildings, and then everybody else is on the ground. So we will definitely see Widowmakers on that map for both teams, like no doubt in my mind, because it's just like if you don't have a hero that can get up on top of the building, the Widow's just up there, and especially in a non-solo queue format where you'll have people supporting you on top of the building, it's gonna get even scarier. So it could even be like building versus building for all we know. Like we could see some crazy stuff in this 4v4. We haven't casted anything that's competitive in this format, so that's also cool.
When you go to Dorado as well, Dorado's version of this map where you have, it's near point B, but it's at the end of the streets phase going into point B, past the fountain in that area right before you go indoors, and that area is crazy because you have high ground potential, because we have flank potentials on the low ground as well, and then the spawn room on that map in particular, you and I have played this quite a few times. It moves a lot because the area is quite small and it's trying to avoid spawning you into a potential spawn camp. So you can get disjointed from your team real quick, and that map is where it gets real messy. So that's something that I kind of hope we get to see at least once in these potentially 3 maps that we can cast right now. But we'll find out in just a moment where it is we are headed. So you can see there are endless fans here.
But we got the main stage here for this finals, if you will.
Yeah.
And people have come in throngs to watch this. Haksal fans,
Stitch fans. It's like, no, like I got somewhere, and it covers the Stitch sign with the Haksal sign.
There's a lot of signs out there that you guys probably have seen. Those are all Runaway fans, and it says, Runaway will take the bus to the victory. And I think that's a meme.
It is a meme
within this Overwatch community.
And this says, like, everyone admits it's time for Runaway to win, or to become champions, basically be victors. And they already did, I suppose, technically in our 3v3. No one's going to call it an Apex final, though. No one's going to call it an APAC final, but at least in this show match, they were successful. So taking the bus in the Korean meme culture is like, Haksal is the bus. He's like, get in the bus. I'm carrying you. I'm going to take you there. Like, you're going to ride the Haksal bus. So I'm going to kill everyone with Dragon Blades, for example. So just talking about the DPS players in particular is kind of that idea with those signs there.
And speaking of Haksal, and speaking of Genji, I think we'll be seeing a lot of that too. I'm not sure if you mentioned that before, but like, Dragon Blades will come out. He can assassinate Widowmaker. So that will be one of the main DPSs that will come out. And as you guys see, this is the lineup for Runaway. Stitch and Hoxall both in this one alongside Cox and Bumper to help them out.
Yeah, so Bumper is a great hero or a great player in this lineup because he can both play like Lucio really well, but he can also play flex tanks, and I think he'll be the guy who plays the Winston if they're running that. Cox can play DPS and healer as well, and you've got two excellent DPS players in Stitch and Hoxall. Very, very balanced lineup. The lineup on the other side of things here, though, is a little bit different because they have Gesture, who's again the best Winston player in Korea, and by extension, most would say in the world. Everyone says in Korea, Gesture is the best Winston. Miro is old news. And Ariel, very rarely fielded, a B-teamer in Apex. He's the Diva / Daria player for the team, so he'll probably be doing some flex there. Then you have Prophet, the Tracer / Genji, and Closer. Lucio exclusive, ult economy understanding, intelligent player. But will that skill set line up here in a 4v4? I have to give this time, I think, the edge to the lineup of Runaway.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Based off of what I've seen in the 3v3 even, and the strengths and weaknesses of some of these players. Looking good for Runaway. If they can get 2 wins in a row, that would be fantastic. But guys, we're already off to a start here. It is 1-1. Stitch getting a kill, and so did Gesture.
All right. So, looking at Cops here, it's just DPS purely on both sides here. So no tanks coming, no Winston dive, no Widow on the side of GC Busan. Might have been a practice round in lobby there.
It said that they were waiting for players up at the top, and there was no score. So I was like, what is this? This is not this is not 4v4. This is not the game.
It was probably what's called skirmish, where you know, we're waiting for the game to fully load and for everyone to be logged in, which leads me to believe probably someone temporarily disconnected or something like that. Maybe that's a preview of what we'll see, the Anubis, Temple of Anubis version of 4v4 and pure DPS. So, I'm gonna get into the game here in just a moment. We got to see some exciting stuff. Hanzo versus Widowmaker. The dream, everyone loves when that guy locks in Hanzo on your team and the other team has Widowmaker, and it's just everyone's solo queue fantasy. Nobody's ever been
That's what I love to see. And it's even better when you get both on the same team. Widowmaker and Hanzo.
Can we take it a step further and say it's even better when you have the Widowmaker, the Hanzo, and the Torbjorn on your team? And then a Symmetra joins and you're like, oh, it couldn't get any better than this, could it? Well, let's think about it. Maybe then somebody locks in the Sombra and you're like, oh, okay, this is the best team ever.
And then the question is, what do you lock in after you see those 5 picks? What is your go-to in that situation?
My go-to is definitely the Reaper. All right.
Agreed. Or maybe McCree with like 10% accuracy. Okay, well, we're off to a good start here. Stitch getting 2 kills, and as we said before, this is going to be hectic, guys, so stick with me. We'll try to get this done. Double Genji.
Yep, well, taken out here. Now, ult economy is something we talk about in pro matches, right? That's something we're going to be looking at a little bit here. As you see the percentage at the top of your screen, it'll tell you where the ults lie. It will tell you, it will indicate how well someone is performing individually as well. Okay, so Genji considered to be a counter to Widowmaker in a lot of ways. Or sorry, Widowmaker is considered to be a counter to Genji in a lot of ways on a lot of maps, Anubis in particular.
Oh God, this is
not
insane.
In this case. Ariel with a triple reset.
Yeah, triple reset, but also it's just Hanzo's going aggressive against Widowmakers. It's Tracers and Genjis jumping on in to those members who are supposed to be ranged. It's just all over the place, and so far, Runaway has taken a bit of a lead here. Gesture on the Hanzo does get taken out. Bumper trying to compete with Ariel for best Genji in the match.
Yeah, well, this has really just been a very close match. No tanks, they're just going guns blazing here. And the cool thing about this for me is Ariel has never shown us his Genji ever, and he is popping off. Here comes the first Dragon Blade, though, of the night. Bumper gets 1, gets a second here.
It's pretty hard to avoid this on this kind of map. We do have Bumper able to get the help of Hoxal.
There's just simply no peel, you know, for the Dragon Blade in this case. So with squishy heroes, if you can get in range of them, you're going to have a good time.
Oh, picks off that kill with about 7 health at the end there. Does get taken out though.
Runaway's starting to get a pretty big lead here though. The Genjis are traded. Pulse comes through. This is hard to commentate, Valdez.
Yeah,
Not
it is.
what Overwatch normally looks like.
It's very hard. We're doing our best. Okay, second Dragon Blade, but it gets canceled. And it looks like he lost it.
Yeah, so
he's down to 40% once again.
That's right. In this current patch, if you are killed in ultimate animation, you still lose it. Oh man, it was a zoning Dragon Strike, so he can get the kill there on the other side. Just
200 IQ play out of our Hanzo here.
40 chest. Oh, Stitch with the melee.
Yeah, you were talking about
One
that
kill.
counter, making it work, and it looks like Runaway is able to close it out in the end.
What? Like, this happened so much faster than my solo queue games, like, and it wasn't even one-sided. I mean, at the end, obviously, there was a momentum gain.
Yeah.
When you get to, like, the apex of a game like this, I'm gonna watch the gesture highlight reel again, but, like, all right. When you get to the apex of the game, like, towards 20-plus kills, that's when you start to see who has a big ult lead for, like, second ultimates, and I think that's kind of where things start to fall apart at the end. At least that's what we saw there, and you know, you and I both experienced this in solo and duo queue games and 4v4s, but it was a very close match. It's kind of like who's the better Hanzo here, and who's the better Widow. The Genji play has been good, but like, you can only do so much with the Genji if the Widow is good enough to kill you.
Yeah, and not just the Widow, but also the Hanzo that's separated from the Widow, creating so much space for Genji to actually deal with both. And you were talking about ult build up for some of these players, and definitely the Hanzo is able to build that up quite fast, especially if you're on a roll, you know, getting multiple kills in a row. You get a couple of those ultimates for him, and we saw some pretty sick play in that first one, and that went by really fast. That was about 4 minutes, maybe not even.
I would love to see, like, I want to see some more Hanzo carry. Like, I want to see, like, Zarya, Ana, Mercy Hanzo, like, where he just shoots everybody, never dies, and then eventually, like, they get Graviton Surge and the Dragon Strike, just like the failing schedule, just like King's Row. No, not gonna happen. Oh well.
Nope. Same comps for both teams.
I guess this is
Genji,
just how it is.
Tracer, and Hanzo Widowmaker.
Everyone was telling me we're gonna see Sombra. All the pros are saying Sombra is the way to go, but not tonight.
Oh, in the end, Hoxal does help out his teammate there. Hanzo versus the Widowmaker here. Stitch in the end, with that machine gun mode, is able to take him out.
Yeah, really good jukes there to avoid the arrows, and then have the more consistent DPS to win out in the end. Okay, kills traded, but Runaway again gets the lead.
Oh, he actually killed him as he was mid-dash. Stitch, though, able to follow up on his teammates.
You can tell that Stitch is outperforming Prophet like by a large margin, and I think that's part of the reason why GC Busan is having so much trouble. As I say that, though, the tables turn for a moment.
Yeah, Prophet picking up a couple of kills. And he gets a third one.
You see what Stitch just did there? He machine gunned so that he got the elimination. He's looking for a gold medal here. Don't be that guy in the solo queue game, all right?
Prophet, I feel like he heard you, because immediately after you said that, he got 3 kills.
No,
and
he certainly
popped off so much.
He certainly has been playing a lot better since. Now, Ariel does have this Dragon Strike available. Hoxal is going to have his in just a moment. No CC to lock this down. Going to be a blind one, perhaps, here.
He's getting the pick around the corner. And this match is a lot closer, 15 to 13. But we do have 3 ultimates right now for Runaway. Dragon Strike comes through, gets a bit of damage, not much else. Pulse Bomb picks up Gesture.
And here comes another Dragon Strike right before death. Will he get anything with it? No, just damage.
It's Prophet. It's the Prophet show this time around.
Yeah.
He's trying to carry GC Busan to that bumper match, the 3rd one in the best of 3.
And Cox has something else to say about Dragon Blade versus Dragon Blade. Anime battle of legends.
Cox wins in the end. He was playing it so carefully around the corner, and he actually made it work.
Stitch gonna trade here with Ariel. It's a sniper fest here. Okay, This is actually the point of no return, though. I feel like for Runaway, if they want to close this series out, now's the time to step it up.
Oh, they're not having too much luck as Cox, he does get chopped away by the Genji. And Stitch getting pretty low. Health packs, very important on a map when there are no healers. Prophet gets shot, he's getting low.
Closer comes to protect him, though. Cox not going to be able to get the elimination he was looking for. Good protect there. 1 kill to go.
Oh, he gets that trade.
Oh,
and there
the
it
widow
is.
shot.
Yeah, Prophet able to bring it back for his team. No doubt we're going to see one of those replays where he got 3-4 kills in a row. He was popping off.
The start was not such, okay? But at the, like, after, as you said, as soon as I spoke the words, Caster Curse, exactly.
Here it is.
All right, let's watch some of this. Oh, midair. Oh, you Dragon Strike, you stopped moving for a second.
Whoa.
Oh, Tracer, what's up? I'll take a triple. Did you get one more? Oh, he's about to. But I mean, just midair headshot. Sees the Dragon Strike animation, knows that Hanzo's not moving during that moment, instantly headshots him, then kills the Tracer, who's mid-blink. And, you know, Prophet was famous for his Tracer play, was a rookie player coming to Apex Season 4, then became MVP of a Grand Finals from his Genji play, and now is showcasing Widowmaker. So, good player, pretty good guy. Is going to do pretty well for the Spitfires over there in Overwatch League, you have to imagine.
I think he's definitely will, especially as he matures as a pro gamer. He gets a lot more experience under his belt. As
He's
you're
very
saying,
young.
A lot of these players are super young, including Prophet, and he goes from like nothing into MVP at the finals, and now he's showing what he can do on a pick like Widowmaker. I feel like all of these players, though, this is partially why like all these fans came out to watch, because they knew it would be like carry versus carry wars, and guys that you wouldn't normally see playing carry roles like Bumper going in. I don't what was he playing actually? Do you remember?
In which map? Which
maybe
map are you
Tracer?
asking about?
In the last one.
Yeah, I think he was playing Tracer.
I think he was playing Tracer. So, you know, maybe Bumper fans, they're like, oh, he's always playing Lucio. I want to see him play Tracer.
Yeah.
Here he is playing Tracer.
Exactly. That's why you're going to see Ariel play Genji and then play Hanzo, and we're watching Dragonblade versus Dragonblade while they're trying to dodge Hanzo arrows and Widowmaker shots. Well, it's Dragonblade versus Dragonblade in mid-air.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, I suppose, every 20 hours plus Hanzo main's dream to watch in a pro match, okay? Like, everyone's seen that guy who logs in Hanzo, and you tell him, like, I don't know if that fits the comp, and he says, no, trust me. That guy is having the time of his life watching this right now. Except when Prophet is sniping the Hanzo on the other side when he's trying to Dragon Strike. He's getting mad about that. But otherwise, he's having the time of his life right now, Valdez. So it looks like we're having a little bit of a delay here. I had to use the D word.
I know.
It's happening.
It's a bit unfortunate. Not sure what the problem is, but
as often is the case, we're not sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes we become aware of the problem. Sometimes we don't. We just go back in the game.
It's just one of those caster soundboard things where it's like, oh, we have a delay. I'm not sure what's going on here, guys. It's like totally removes the blame from us.
And then I press it, and you say that?
We're in the same seat as you guys, basically.
I press the second button, which is, I'm sure it'll get resolved soon. Oh wait, I think it's time for the
we'll
third
be
button.
back in just a moment.
No, the third button is it's time to go in the game. It's been fixed.
Yeah, that's the third piece of the puzzle for sure. As we said before, whenever the music starts playing, usually dubstep. But we haven't hit the drop yet. Looks like we're going to be jumping into game number 3 right now, guys, between GC Busan and Runaway for a 4v4 team deathmatch.
Oh, Kings Row. It's the Hanzo map. And there's
Dude,
been a lot of Hanzo.
I played this map a couple of times. It gets bonkers on this map. There are so many, like, the second floor roofs that you can go to and just peek corners and pick people off that are fighting in the streets. It can get pretty insane.
All right, well, it's going to be Bumper on the Genji this time. Ariel sticking with the Hanzo. First blood goes to Runaway here. Stitch going to get that gesture kill. Not playing his Winston tonight.
Prophet still on that Widow. And there you go, mid-air shot, and he gets a third.
That was a sick mid-air shot. That was a switch shot to a Tracer that was attacking him when he had less health than the Tracer. Okay, I wish we could see a replay of that. We might at the end of the game, but my God, is it just glorious. All right, Sonic Arrow comes out. It's not going to be able to gain them anything at the moment.
The fight over the big health pack. That's an important one here. It's very central to King's Row in this 4v4. And this time it's Cox who wins the battle for the health pack. Getting a look at Stitch this time.
Not having as much success this time. Yeah. Looks like his teammates will clean up the pieces from what he was able to begin. We're getting close to Dragon Blade territory here for Bumper as well.
Cox outplaying Gesture there on the Tracer versus Tracer battle.
It's a huge opportunity for a strike given the angle, but he gets denied as Bumper comes through. Dragon Blade is so close here now, so that is going to be potentially some great pickups to Runaway to push their lead forward.
Gesture this time wins the battle, and the strike right in the face. Ariel saying no to Bumper. And it looks like Prophet somewhere else on the map was able to win that Widowmaker versus Widowmaker battle.
Okay, here comes that blade. Not a good angle. Gets only, well, actually, no, gets the second one there. My bad. Just got the first one with a dash kill before.
Yeah. Dashed away to safety. Still alive.
Does get taken out there in the end. 17 to 17. Doesn't get closer than this.
Closer coming in, trying to help his Hanzo buddy here. And in the end, Gesture gets extremely low, down to 5 health now. Ariel able to get a kill there on the switch. So much action happening. Cox able to pick up Gesture and Closer, 2 in a row. This time it's the Cox show this time around. Looks like that way.
Oh, Ariel gets a nice scatter arrow kill here onto Hoxall though. And it is going to be Gesture who helps to kill the remaining members, but we're seeing so many Tracers actually killed by Stitch's placement of his poison.
Dragon Strike, or Dragon Blade here for Closer. Able to chop down one. Or actually not able to, and he gets cut down. Bumper actually shuts down 2 of those members. Just getting down to the wire here.
That's
26 kills for Runaway.
Cox take it out before he can pulse. GC Busan wants to keep this momentum going. They lose Ariel and Closer though. 2 more for the win.
Oh, he couldn't get the melee.
1 more. And he's got that pulse. What's it going to be? Who's his target? He's looking for him. Kason here. Gesture's low and he dies. That's it.
Down they go, and Runaway will be your champions. In the end of it all, takes the best of 3 away from GC Busan, and they get 2 wins against their rival team on this stage today.
You know, most analysts would say, Korean or Western, that the reason why GC Busan defeated Runaway in the Apex Finals was due to ult coordination and better team fighting overall, more patient play. But the DPS players of Runaway have always been mechanically considered to be top tier. And when it was DPS versus DPS on the grandest stage, it was Runaway who came out on top both times and in both modes. There you have it. So as you say, Runaway will be again champions here, beating GC Busan in this DPS arena. It was a close match though, both of them.
Yeah, it really was. Both of them went down to, you know, within 5 kills, and a lot of showcasing of the skill of many different players. Cox coming in on that Tracer in the end. Also Prophet having a fantastic Temple of Anubis with his Widowmaker, but as you mentioned, Runaway wins again, and we are going to be having the winning ceremony and perhaps another interview, this time with Runaway once again.
I would say so. We're going to have that closing ceremony, the awards ceremony, I should say, I believe, coming up in just a moment. So here comes GC Busan on stage. Runaway actually in tow. Get them all up on here. Get them all up on here. Get them there.
I love how Wolf's head is a part of this entire closing ceremony. Just the way that the camera is placed in the middle there. Well, everybody's up on stage, and it looks like we will probably be hearing from multiple members of both teams.
It looks to be that way. So we're going to have an interview session here. The players will probably somewhere in the opening. talking to Janu, you've defeated GC Busan twice today. How do you feel? Well, first of all, I didn't do anything, but I still feel happy that we won.
Janu was also on the losing runaway squad when they went head-to-head.
So if you had to choose an MVP, he would choose Bumper. His Genji was amazing throughout the games. So Bumper is usually an all-rounder in pro matches. You seem to be a hard carry. How do you feel? He basically just said, yeah, I won. And how do you feel? It's very exciting feeling. So basically, like, he's like, are you guys competing, you and Cox, for like the DPS position on the team because they both flex? He's like, I don't really care about that. So Janu really supported me a lot, and I think that's why we were able to win against GC Busan. I don't know about that. I don't know if I agree with that assessment, but that's what he said. Yeah. So Stitch, how do you feel? I'm really happy. The commentators joking like every player is attempting to only speak one sentence. The fans want more though. They get a little bit restless. A runner! There he is. Oh, he's good. Come on, runner's streaming right now on his phone, and he's coming on stage.
Okay, this is
He's
happening.
not gonna turn his stream on. He's like, hi guys, I'm on stream. Why are you so late, runner? I took a lot of photos around the convention center. How did it go? GC Busan beat him. They beat it 2-0, just joking. So he still believes Runaway could beat them in the future, I suppose is what he's saying. Oh, now she's telling him what really happened, that Runaway did win this. Are you streaming now? Yeah, I'm streaming. I'm streaming on Twitch right now. You guys can go check him out, like he's over there too. Any words to your players? Thanks for my players for believing in me and trusting in what I say, and I feel gratitude from all my players. And Runaway fighting. Wife getting the camera shot here. This runner's wife out there coming to support the team. So now we're going to talk to GC Busan.
This is Busan. How did you guys end up losing 2 in a row? We're a bit disappointed, but he still feels satisfied because he showed entertaining games for the fans. So if you had to pick one player that committed GC Busan to the runner-up,
I think he's trying to say, who do you blame for those losses, basically?
Closer. I think I agree with him a little bit. But it's been a while since we've had offline matches. So what do you think about your Widow play? He just zoomed in a lot. I suppose he didn't hit much. Yeah, lots of Busan fans here that are from Busan, supporting GC Busan. So any words to those fans? He said he's very grateful for all of the fans, including all the fans that came on a long trip, you know, because not every fan of Busan is in Busan. Some of them coming from Seoul like us. So let's go into the award ceremony. So the winner of the 3v3 matchup, it is going to be Runaway Red.
Here comes the Marine to present the check.
Handing it to Bumper there.
For 6 million won. About $5,000 or so, approximately, with current exchange rates.
Yeah, it's like 5.2.
If you watch this,
like that.
If you watch this VOD in a month, it might not necessarily be true, but you know.
Yeah, check your exchange rate at the time, for sure. So now for the winner of the 4 versus 4 death match, it is, of course, Runaway. And the Marine here to present it.
I wish the Marine gave it to Sorim, who like gave it to Stitch, who then gave it to
handed down the line.
So Hakusawa will hold the check here, again another for 5 million. Hakusawa, of course, playing mostly the Hanzo actually in that 4 versus 4.
Cool to see what all these players brought out. Well, I don't know why he was circling the 5,000. He's like, this check isn't as much.
I think Tox is just trying to say, like, most of that money is mine, you know. Like, so, we're gonna have our awards, of course, for GC Busan now. The Runaway fans still continue to support.
Yeah. They're not running away. They're staying till the end.
So I suppose actually that's going to be the end of our ceremony here, and I don't think we can actually. We're not going to go on camera or anything because obviously the players are on stage in front of us. But that's going to do it for us. I thought it was a fun first Overwatch cast for you.
Yeah,
it wasn't a 6v6, but you got to do the show match series.
It was really enjoyable. You know, the 3v3 was more, you know, strategy oriented. The 4v4 was just all over the place. We could just sit and admire the crazy plays that were coming out of all those players, and it was an absolute blast to cast my first Overwatch with you, Wolf.
It's been fun, man. We even got to do it in tweed suits, just like the Marine. And it's just been a great day. And I just want everyone to know and remember that this is going to be the last time you see these players for GC Busan on stage with these uniforms. They're going to Overwatch League. There will be London Spitfire along with the former Kongdu Panthera / Cloud9 Kongdu team. And for Runaway, send off for the end of the year. We'll see what the future holds for this team as we move into the future of Korean Overwatch in 2018 and beyond. Will this team ever make Overwatch League? Remains to be seen, but they had a great play tonight. They had great plays tonight. They were able to finally, at least to some extent, in some sense, defeat GC Busan in their 3rd time meeting them. I think that's definitely a big takeaway for this team that will go home tonight to the team house, or maybe tomorrow, of course, on the KTX train, thinking about what their futures are. At least they've got a little bit more money and a little bit more respect from fans as they head home.
Yeah, it's the respect, it's the pride, and it certainly looks good for all those players. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they can bring in for next year. But I think that's going to do it for us, guys. Thank you all for watching once again. And we'll see you next time here at WEGL for more Overwatch.
everyone. World Esports Games and Leagues. WEGL 2017 Overwatch.